Welcome to Meadowbrook Memories Podcast. I am Jelly, otherwise known as Glaister Prince, and my co-host is Hitchcock, otherwise known as Alfred Henry. Our mission on this podcast series is to explore the stories behind the magic that was created at Meadowbrook. When over a span of 4 years, between 1982 and 1986, we saw the transformation of a small co-educational school with less than 1,200 students, 800 boys, 800 girls and 400 boys into a successful sports and scholastic champion, winning 7 major trophies, 3 Sunlight Cup, 2 Topping Cup, 1 Walker Cup and 1 Nutriment Shield. And to crown these achievements, Meadowbrook also produced 2 Rhodes Scholars, Cavell Creighton in 1987 and Andrea Wright in 1989, both graduates of Meadowbrook in 1983. In this podcast series, we'll be speaking to persons, both males and female, who are actively involved in this incredible journey, along with friends and staff at Meadowbrook, which inspired the environment which created this golden era. We hope you enjoy our discussion. Please give us as much support and encouragement as you can on whatever social media platform you are listening. Welcome and thanks for joining us. Alright, today is Sunday, February 20th, 2022, and this is podcast, or I say conversation number 4 of Meadowbrook Memories. On the line is my co-host Alfred Hitchcock Henry, as you know, and guest this week, a very special guest to me. I'm going to give him a big introduction because I think him need to get a big introduction. I know him first as Grace with a little brother Lukey, but him come out to stand out on the moon, turn big man on the moon, and him larger than life in terms of in Meadowbrook's parlance, because Lukey, as I said to you one time and I think, you run more miles to Meadowbrook on the football field than Ira. Only Ira turn around more miles than you. So I just have to put that out there early. So you imagine, when I watch you play, I never see a man work as hard as you. So welcome Luke Witter. Luke,
yes, man.
Duke of Hazard Witter. So introduce yourself.
Yes, I am Luke Witter, as you said. Student from 79 to 86. I actually graduated 5th form 84. Went to 6th form, left 6th form, and came back to play my final season.
Oh, we're getting at that. But before getting at that, the original question I always ask everybody is, did you choose Meadowbrook or Meadowbrook chose you?
Well, I believe you partially answered that with your introduction saying it's Grace Witter, little brother. Mm-hmm. Being that we came from a poor background, of course, and Meadowbrook was the closest high school to where we lived. Mm-hmm. Grace and I used to walk to Duane Park Primary. Mm-hmm. So, of course, when she graduated and went to Meadowbrook High School, she a part of getting to school was either walking or taking the bus, as well as coming back home. So for me, it was a no-brainer. I had to choose between Meadowbrook and Calabar. Mm-hmm. So after the common entrance sit, of course, I chose Meadowbrook as first preference and Calabar being that would be a longer walk as my second preference. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But yes, I chose Meadowbrook because my sister was there and it's close to home.
Mm-hmm. 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 So the first day at Meadowbrook now, you have your sister, I look over you certain way. What was it like the first day you land on the campus? I didn't know Meadowbrook before you come on the first day.
No. I think I walked by the school maybe the summer before because my father was so proud of me that we were up there during that summer and he was telling people that, hey, this is Luke and he's going to be going to Meadowbrook. And to be honest with you, we were actually selling Callaloo out of a wheelbarrow that summer. So that was where the poverty line was. And he was telling everybody, oh, he's going to Meadowbrook. And they were saying, oh, that's good. And I felt proud.
So him come on campus, I big you up, I come tell him Callaloo. That is a powerful story, Luke.
So I used to pass through the community, not on campus.
Oh, not go pass through Meadowbrook itself. Okay, I got you.
Come up inside and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. That's the only thing I knew about Meadowbrook at the time because I never went to the high school at all.
So the first day on campus, what was that like now? The first day you come to school and you say, right, they're school with the big sister now. She in a 5th form If I remember serve me right, 79 you start Meadowbrook.
Correct.
You know, fifth form. 79 you start, 79?
79. So she was in fifth form, I believe.
Yeah, fifth form, either fifth or sixth form. Middle in 79, 80, mid I repeat fifth form. Maybe she was in sixth form, either, but yeah, that's possible, yeah.
No, she didn't. I think I only spent 1 year with her.
Oh,
she was in fifth form, 79.
She probably in a sixth form, right.
She didn't go sixth form.
She didn't go sixth form, okay.
No,
okay.
she went fifth form and then left. I think it's only 1 year I spent with her. That's all I can remember.
It's 79. She was in finishing fifth form. That's the same year I finished fifth form, 79.
That's the year you captain the team, 79, 80 I talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the year I talk about, yeah.
She graduated 80.
Yeah, she graduated 80, yeah. No, man, so what was it like? Yeah, go ahead, sorry.
Go ahead.
No, man, so what was it like? You come on campus, Meadowbrook campus the first day. What the first, when you say Meadowbrook now, you say, what do you think about this school, yeah?
I don't remember my sister playing a part to really help me to assimilate, but it was very, it was overwhelming. I remember before going there, I heard that Mr. Thorpe, Principal Thorpe, people, and that he actually never leaves school because he practically lived on campus. You know, his house was right behind the home ec. So there was a fear for this gentleman when I got there. After meeting him, that was overcome. I don't remember him being, intimidated. But, the first day, as you said, I was sweating. I know I was in new khaki, and you could smell that new khaki. Or you could also feel the sweat running down. So I was like sweaty and hot, and it's like you're not comfortable in the new khaki because it don't have any creases yet. It's not softened up yet. So it's like in a plastic bag. And then everybody around you was new and wide-eyed, and everybody just looking. Then they walk into your classroom and you wonder where you're going. You stand up in line with like about 30 kids. None of them knowing, it was very daunting. But over time it softened up. But that first day, I remember it being like that, sweating, and you smell the khaki and the new material, and that's all I can remember about that first day.
So when you come to Meadowbrook, you have vision say you want to play for the school, or you think say you have the ability to play either football or cricket for the school, or you don't want to participate in a sport. When that bug lick you, come your sister always participate in a sport, or is just a sports family you come from, and you decide say you just have to compete?
I would say we come from an active family. Active. We do everything, At home, we'd play sports together. We'd run on the field against each other. But nobody really made, apart from Grace, where Grace actually started off, I don't remember if my two elder brothers did anything for their school. So I would say Grace is really the one I followed. But coming to Meadowbrook, nothing was on my mind. No game. As a matter of fact, I believe 79 to 80, my first farm year, passed without me even paying attention to anything apart from, I remember that Tony Moore and Spencer Wong, they were the ones very hyped about the sport, and I believe they encouraged me to watch that 79 game. And I believe that year we probably either beat or draw George's at Stadium. Not a Stadium, I went. And I saw that game, and I was like, okay, cool, you know what? Next year I'm going to play this. So that 79 game, I don't remember the team, but I remember seeing a guy named Grovers at wingback. Grovers. And then I remember seeing Mitchie. I remember Pee-wee. I remember, who else? I remember Piggy. If I'm not mistaken, I believe Piggy was on that team. But those are the guys I saw. Bent. And I was like,
Ferdinand Bent. Yeah.
Those guys, and I saw, the game, and it catch fever. But I mean, I've always been active because, primary school, I didn't play any organized game or anything. Lunchtime, everybody just get a ball and we kick it and chase it and thing. But I was amongst a couple stars who eventually became stars in the Manning Cup year, like Richie Sterling, Shorty Malcolm, not Shorty Malcolm, sorry, Perry Marshall, them call him Shorty Marshall too. But, quite a few of those guys from Duane Park Primary, even Billy Jack, we used to kick the ball at lunchtime, and some of them were good. And you could see that, they were good. So playing with them, you were honing your skill, as well as in the community,
Per Marshall, you go KC.
Sorry?
Per Marshall went to KC.
So you see the action around you, and to you, it was an activity. I didn't even understand what a sport was. For me, hey, I'm kicking the ball. Let me go kick the ball too. So in terms of organized anything, had no clue. But I knew I liked kicking the ball. First Farm wasn't interested in making a team, or didn't even know about tryouts and those things. And somehow
so Hitchcock did up on a team there, 79-87. Can't remind you about the George's match there.
On that team, 79-80, no, not me.
You know what upon that? Oh, you left school that time there?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Really? Okay.
No, man. You couldn't have left school. If you left school 80, or you left school 79, that means you left when no. If you and Grace was in the same year, I overlapped with Grace 1 year. I know I went to middle 79. So you must have been there that 79 September.
No.
You don't remember it?
I was there 79 September.
All right, to be honest with you, you played keep. That means it was Piggy I saw in goal, so he would be right.
Yeah, Piggy kept right after me.
That means Grace repeated fifth form when I went there, which I didn't know that.
Yeah. That about right. That about right. Yeah. At that my year, I repeat fifth form. So yeah, I repeat fifth form 79.
We should have repeated fifth form for me to have been here with her at the
same time to go school. Yeah. But yeah. So you say you never been in an organized sport or none of that at all. So when in a second farm now, you decide after that game, then you go watch a St. George's College game. Then now at that time you decide say you can take this up. At what point you figure say you can compete and make a team?
Well, the good thing is we had Mr. Phillips, a PE teacher, and Mr. Here. I believe Phillips was my first PE teacher. And you watch the game, you watch the senior guys play the game, you see the ratings them get, and so you want it to be a part of that. Because it just so happened that from I went to Meadowbrook, we were always competitive. So seeing the guys fight against these big schools, it was like, yeah, man, I want to defend my school like that, man. So the September season, I was ball watching, of course. Then, after that, now they had like PE class and interfarm and them things there. So I played interfarm, and it just looked like, I knew what I was doing. So I stand out in PE class, and so you play interhouse, and then I was a part of that too. And they
Lukey.
Sorry?
House you were in?
I was in Garshore, Blue House.
Yeah, man, I see him was Grace, I said, I put him in a Garshore.
Yeah. You know what? I think they put me in Ward, and Grace said, no, come over. And she carried me over to Garshore in the canteen extension, because Ward was in either the physics lab or one of them lab there.
Yeah.
Downstairs, chemistry lab or physics lab, but downstairs. And she carried me to Garshore, and there was a brown guy who was the house captain, and I just liked it. I liked it because, the guy was good. I forgot his name right now, but yeah, man. So I like what Garshore was doing, and I say, I like Garshore. I think Ward was a little unruly back then.
So Freddie, go ahead. So I get have a question.
I listen to Luke, man.
Yes, so Luke. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, man. So from I started host, the inter-host, and the PE, and that's what got me interested.
Host was look. You see, when we were at Meadowbrook, host, sports, and everything was more than everything to all of us.
Yeah, that's what I saw.
And school spirit,
Yeah, definitely. But those things actually drive me to say, well, I have to play the sport. Along with another reason where I just never want to go home. I wanted a reason to stay back at school.
Yeah.
So when I got the second farm now, and I think it was the PE coach who said, no, wait. I knew they were having a tryout. I really didn't even understand what tryout meant. I was so naive at the time, I didn't know. But I'll tell you this, Spencer Wang played a pivotal part in me going out. Because I hear Spencer Wang saying, hey, they're having tryouts, I'm never playing up. But being that, we had a year together, I'd seen that Spencer Wang, I know a little bit about the game, but I believe that if Spencer Wang can make the team or try out for the team, I should be able to go out too. But I thought it was only stars going out. So I was like, no, man, Spencer Wang, you could try out. He said, yeah, I could try out. And I'm like, let me not go to them, man. If you can go, me can go. And that attitude, if you can do it, I can do it too. I think that followed me right through my football career.
You just want to see somebody else to do it and you say you can do it too. Yeah.
You can do that too,
Yeah. So that's how we try out you go for. Colts are under 14.
No, it was Pepsi because
okay.
and I think, was one of the youngest sportsmen in our year.
Mm-hmm.
And we were born after September. So September 1st, that is. So mine and I, in second form, we could play Pepsi again. So I am a December guy, so I went out for the Pepsi team, and I didn't have much clue about the ball game and the structure of the game itself, in terms of positional playing. So I went out there and they saw that I could tackle and I could head. And I became one of the better headers at that level of the ball. So I made the Pepsi team on that note.
So what position you play? Because you never come and think you have no particular position. What position you play at that time?
I don't remember at Pepsi what position I play. Let's see. I can't remember the Pepsi team. It would be defense though. I think it's either wing back or center half. It would have been defense, and I think I was more playing wing back. I think that's where I started at. Is when I got to Colts, I went to center half, but I think I started out Pepsi at wing back.
So who are some of the men them know play upon the team there, apart from Spencer Wang? You remember you called Tony Moore name. Who are some of the men them play with you upon them team there?
That 80 team. No, my memory don't go so far back. But it would have been the guys like the Gobblers, because they played Pepsi, and sometimes they played Pepsi and Colts together.
So them in a first farm while you in a second farm?
Yeah. If my memory not forsaken me, I think Squitty and Minot and maybe Itchy was there too. But I just can't remember it. Can't remember what the team looked like. And what has helped me over the years to remember these teams is that I had a brother who was interested in the soccer and saw that I was doing it, and so he would come by and take the team picture. So I have documented my history over the years. At first, I used to be like, I don't want nobody see me do this, and I would tear out the newspaper and hide it, and don't want nobody knows. And I try to keep stats on these things because it looked like you're just in yourself, and you don't want people to do that. But now I saw how valuable it was, and that I've done it even more.
Cherish your memories, them. That you're right.
But the earliest picture I have is the Colts 82 picture. I don't have anything on Pepsi, but I remember playing Pepsi.
So all right, so you play Pepsi now. Which are the bigger man them on the football team you remember now, apart from the first match at St. George's? What are the first Manning Cup match where you really go and say, the man, which Manning Cup game you remember?
That 79 match is the match that inspired me. I'm so rotted. I noticed Liquor Big Man, I noticed Mitchie, I noticed Piggy, I noticed Groves, and Bent.
Further Bent, yeah.
I slightly remember Ira. But in the game, I knew Ira, but I just don't remember him on the field. But I remember I saw those guys. And then one of the things is, he was a captain.
Ira was the captain of that team.
That's a year after I leave further, yeah. I think the year Luca talked about is 80-81. I'm almost certain of that, yeah.
Possibly.
Yeah.
My memory not so good.
Yeah, no, yeah. That's why I get the years crossed. 80-81 team I talk, yeah.
I was training with that team, And midway this summer, I stopped and decided I'm not going, because if I even go back, I would just play 1 year. I couldn't play the following year. That's why I didn't go 6 rounds.
Oh, because you don't could play 1 year to this 2 years, 6 rounds.
Yeah.
I mean, you're born before September.
September.
So when they up on a team, the Freddie Dookie, Donovan Dookie, I'm never better play Fellas Flats.
Dookie and do you know? But Dino married it.
Yeah, man, Dino live Orlando, yes, sir. But he used to buck him up on that. Dino had up on a team there, and Duke used to play center half.
Yeah, because what happened is what his name coach that team, you know, is it's a Virtue
It's
coach
a
that
virtue.
team.
Yeah.
So he was coaching at Chartwood.
Yeah. Oh?
He brought down some people from Chartwood, which is Byron, Dino, Dookie, and somebody else. I don't remember who the
Oh, I saw a virtue bring the man to come in. Okay, I got you. I never even know that link there. Yeah. So, Luke, you there? Yeah, man. So, catching up on your memory, I know, because we know as we get closer and closer to the bigger occasion, your memory come back more. So, yeah. But we try construct it a certain way because we know the memory thing. You can't remember everything. You cannot remember everything. So,
40 years ago.
Yeah, man. Yes, 40 years. Yeah, man. A long time, Luke. I know. I count it myself and I say right. So I try to yes, I know. But so coming on now, you played it. How good was that under 14 Pepsi team or the Pepsi team? It was under 13, under 14.
Pepsi team
was under 13 at the time.
It was under 13 at the time. It wasn't. I mean, I don't remember us having like a winning season. But what it showed is that we had talent. We could build, and I think the Dread saw that. Because right after that under 13 season, which is my second year in second farm, he actually had me on I was on evening shift, but because the games were in the afternoon, the Dread come to my class, take me out and tell the teacher say I forgot put me on first shift. Second farm. So the Dread noted it because we had quite a few good players. And then he started an under 14 team. That under 14 team, I think, was in 1981. Yeah, that summer of 81, the Dread decides, listen, we're going off on summer vacation, but he don't want us to start the season late or slow. So he said, listen, we're going to have training over the summer, and I'm going to put us into a competition, which was the Dairy Castle competition. I think with that guy named him had two sons got to go to KC.
Ventura.
Ventura, yes. And Madbrisha and I forget the next one.
Mabrico,
Mabrico, Ventura, and But
Tino and Mabrico,
the elder one, Mabrico. And when I saw Mabrico, a little boy, and I kick harder than me, I was like, how is this? So from those days, I decided, listen, I have to start learning to kick harder, which is just a matter of, practice. But in 81, that summer, we entered that league. And I'll tell you this, man, the Gobbler them shine, Salter shine. I think Raymond also was on that team shine. I think even Muller, Donald Farkas was on that.
That's which Raymond?
Robinson.
Raymond Robinson. Okay, we'll come up to him. Right.
I remember Jono was there as well.
Jono used to play cricket too.
Yes, same Jono. Jono and I actually played centre for about 2 years spell together. Jono was very strong behind me, man. Jono would sweep up anything. I would make the first tackle and Jono clean up.
But
was there as well. In the goal we had Sylvester, Errol Silvera.
Oh yeah.
And that league, we won that league, beating a team called Dairy Castle had their team as well, which was the Tino and the Mabrica and the KC guys. And we beat them up. I don't remember the score, but I know mine might have a better recollection of this. I don't remember the score, but we went to the finals with Phoenix. Phoenix, what is the name? Phoenix All-Stars, I think, which is the JC guys. Like Bullet and Pat Cover and some other guys. I don't remember the rest of them, but I know Bullet and Pat Cover was in it.
Yeah.
And we beat them up. We beat up everything. We dropped some, I think one of the games, not against Phoenix or Dairy Castle, but one of the teams, I think we dropped like 17 love or something like that. We started for like almost double hat trick and all them things there, So we had a good crop of guys. So what the Dread was doing was just grooming us, keeping us active through that summer.
And lay a foundation.
Until the 82 season starts. So
but
under 14 and under 13. I think it's the same team we had going into the under 14. And
But
another guy named Peter Sinclair.
yeah.
That we called what we call him again? Goldilocks.
Yeah.
He was on the team in the midfield. Huh?
You got freckles, don't it?
Yeah, man, freckles and red hair. Oh my God.
It's
like the brown version to Twitter. General, man, but them small bodied same, but that general panning ball, man. Twinkle toes. And to be honest with you, Peter Sinclair, I think he left in third form or something like that. I don't think he stayed at Meadowbrook. It's not like Salter, who stayed at Meadowbrook but just didn't want to play. But that is talent that Meadowbrook lost out on.
Can migrate, yeah.
Immensely talented. I could liken Peter Sinclair to Dunoon's Ultimate Butler or Calabar's Daigi Reds.
Yeah. That's how good him was.
Yes, man, midfielder. General.
But me ask you something, because I just casually just mention the man name and I say, you never give me the first time you meet the man who inspire all the way upon this, Mr. Ear, the Dread. But the first time I meet him, what was your impression of meeting this man? And I say,
Mr. Here carry himself like a hippie. Just like I probably come on every time I talk to this man, you see him shaking it just to get the hair, the lock out of his eyes, and So this hippie, just just a white man. I'm like, what is he doing here? But then under his training now, I realized that this man had some form of regiment, man, because the under 14 training, that's somewhere, man. The man started something named circuit training. Now, we never played nothing for no other school or any club or nothing at that time, And when me start circuit training, I said, what that? Because I think I get shocked. So, no, man, him set up different stations for different exercise or different workout. And I think it started at the school campus. And I remember that we would go to the assembly hall. And the steps, you're down on the dirt, but on the steps, you would start from like the first step, and you go left, right, left, right, left, right. And I think you did that going up the stairs or something like that. And then you do like 5 of that, and then you run over to the third, what I'm calling it, the 3-story block.
3-story building, yeah.
3-story building, you used to call it. And you would run up one side and come down the next side, and run up one side and come down the next side. So you got the length of it. You come up one side, and you go down the hall, come down the next side. And then we had other circuits in there, and I was like, oh my gosh, this thing was so tough. But this man was always giving me some wicked drill. Like, I'm like, where is this coach coming from?
Yeah, so
once you say English, we know, say, them was the thing, because you watch English Premier League at that age.
Yeah. Say a good condition in my put in. I say, anybody not question if you say, boy, what the purpose of this is, like, you just say, you just do it because you want to make the team.
The Dread condition us to actually run an 800 meter at the champs. That's how it feel like. When I run an 800 meter or even a 1500 meter at champs, that is how him always condition us. And over the years, if you watch any of our games, you would see that Meadowbrook put up a fight from the whistle blow to the end.
No. Me never. So Freddie, you didn't know them conditioning with the Dread that put them on.
Yeah.
And that you use your success when you move on and a coach and all. So what them drill that you use?
Even with my JC team, last JC team, I had the same circuit, but not the circuit. It was not circuit, but a part of the dread. I don't know if you mean like the invisible chair and the arm.
Yeah.
You just strengthen the arms. You got a little drill on the side.
Yeah.
And little step up thing.
Yep.
You would do that at one station, but I use that even now.
Yeah, man. All that was leg strengthening and abdominal strengthening, and yeah, man. Because as a youngster, you run around the street, you don't really do none of them things there. So that was the conditioning needed to get you the strength to be.
And it shows, because you're going to win up the competition, well, that means you're more conditioned than the rest. Better drill and better train than the rest of the team, even though they might have more big name and all them things. They kind of match them up.
Yeah.
But I never remember, I've no memory of the Aircastle thing there. I told him more constant to remind me, say, And the first big competition we made a book with. But because it wasn't an official school competition.
No.
But most of the money from Meadowbrook, from the team there, did play and win it up. So after the big thing there, okay, it must be a big occasion for you to beat up them big school there. The money will go big school and bigger school. How you feel after that, did? But it must, what your mindset was like after you win up at the Aircastle competition, and put it that way there.
That's exactly what I wanted to segue into, because that is where it comes from, where we say, Spencer one can try out with the team, he can do it too. I know the team mindset was, if we can win this and we beat some of them money when we play for them big school, then we can win everything else too. And it's, all of that was in the back of our minds. It came later on in the forefront of our minds when we started to do it at the other levels. So, you know, this was what the dread really put in us, you know. It actually gave us our confidence. And when he give us team talk, you know, it's like, it make we know, say, listen, we can do this. You know, it always inspire us and give us our confidence and say, listen, man, there's no different going out there. Especially me. Me consider myself so weak and so small, and the things that I said the dread put me for do. Showed that he had confidence in me from early out.
Because you're smaller, and that's true. Your size, not like you're a big strapping person. You're small and you're short, and that, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Like Juvenile. Me barely bigger than Juvenile from Calabar at the time. Yes, man. So the dread train you, and him don't only train you physically, you know. Him train you mentally, but him also train you in the physical aspect of in the skill aspect. Because remember, in that summer training, the dread line up all defenders from the goal line. And the dread stand up an half line. And I've never seen another coach do this. And the dread pick the ball in the air and call a name. And you run out into the 18 and you must head it back to half line.
At them, the condition them are put on.
Yeah, man. Some of them training that the dread did. I have not seen another coach. And I've been through quite a few coaches. I've not seen another coach a team like the dread coach me during Colts, especially Colts. Money Cup as well, but Colts. And I think because Colts was really the learning year.
And the grooming years, that. Yeah.
It was the introductory year.
Yeah.
Colts was the grooming year. You learn. The dread would tell you, a defender must always be between the ball and the goal. Whistle and him say, stop, everybody stop. And him say, Witter, what are you doing there? Where's the ball? And him teach you that part of it there. Him say, if the ball is here, you must be here. And I think sometimes you should slow move the ball and you must walk and position yourself where you need to be. So the coach, the dread actually coached him. Not just there and blow the whistle and put it through some workout and then say kick some ball. No. And him teach. And even our PE teacher, Phillips, because I remember specifically one PE session, Mr. Phillips. Somehow I think Hitchcock was there, you know. Somehow I remember seeing Hitchcock there, but Phillips was teaching us slide tackle, proper way to slide tackle. And they would roll the ball down the line. Half of them would be wingers and half of them would be defenders. And he would teach you how to go down and slide. And when I say Squitty, I do it well, you know, man. I feel threatened because I say, shoot, Squitty, I get my game. So you have to go out there now and do it just as good. Squitty was one of the good slide tacklers I saw in second form.
And Squitty, come on, Meadowbrook from first form with you?
Kirk Smith. His proper name is Kirk Smith. Yes. Squitty and I was the same year.
Yeah.
Squitty, Itchy. Yeah.
So moving on now, you win up the Aircastle team now, and the next year now, on the 82 and win up the Aircastle, the under 14 team there.
82 summer. Let me see.
81 summer.
81 summer.
81 summer, yeah.
Let's see if I have it right. No, I think I have that wrong. I think it's 80. Let me see, 79, 80.
Just remember when you...
81. Yeah, I think it's 81 summer.
Yeah, man, 81 summer. Because if you reach, and we'll come up to that, you know, if you reach the Colts final in 1982, that's what I've been like. The Colts final will have play about December 82. So it will be the following year. Yeah, man. Yeah, and we'll come up to that. Because 82 now, we win Sunlight in 82. in a May.
I was it January to May, somewhere there.
Yeah, yes.
Right.
Yes. I'm not going to look like that now because that time say he used to play like a cricket and I never remember that so well. Although when you tell me I said today, Luke used to bowl some like a good leg break bowler. And me I say, and Freddie, Luke, you asked Freddie the question I asked me yesterday about.
Freddie, a lot of people, after I've played a little cricket, and you know, I used to have a unique way of running up, which I used to have to tell the umpire. I used to say, umpire, I'm coming right through and around. So I'm going to ask you, describe that run up.
No, you have to, it does through and around, but you have to let the umpire to step back. I don't remember distinctly with yours.
Yes, you're correct. I have to go between the umpire and the stumps. And a lot of people don't understand what the through is. Right arm through and around. So I have to go between the umpire and the stumps and come back around. And the reason for that is because I'm using my my middle finger to actually spin that ball. And so I'm getting a lot of turn from it. And so I grip the ball a little harder. And because of that, I stray. So I will stray 1 ball out of 6 or sometimes 2 balls out of 6, but I'll have at least 4 good on. And I like to drop it on the leg side and turn it between bat and pad, or sometimes it goes so much turn that it go over off stump and, you know, a lot of edging. So Reese used to use me at the tail end, of course, on the tail enders, and we get a lot of catch. So as soon as Reese said, look, here's the ball, you see everybody start to back out. Because people are going to try and hit me, and it's going to go, you know how much ball must go straight up in the air and get caught square leg or mid-on or mid-off. A lot of my catches go. When I'm come for hit, that ball had so much turn on it, because when it pitch and come up, it just run off of the bat. Even when them hit it, it run off of the bat straight up.
So you know I play no Cohost cricket.
So I played Cohost cricket with Reese. Kevin Reese was the skipper. Minot was there. Itchy was there. Trying to remember, I think Muller was on the team as well, and I know the two Smith was on the team, because the joke with the two Smith was Paul or Patrick. I think Patrick would back before Paul. And when Patrick out, Paul would go out. But when Patrick out, we would say, go back out, man, go back out. But it's Paul was sending out. Never out.
Yeah. I thought I recognize the difference between the two of them, yeah.
And I remember umpire actually had to ask and, you know, to check it to make sure. Joke. So no man, you're out. And Paul, I walk go to see him and said, no, you're out, umpire, what's this? And I realized that we have a twin. And you know, after a while, everybody knew we had a twin, because Paul and Patrick Gabler play football, cricket, and them run track
and field, yeah, man. Remember that big time run at them.
Man, give thanks to them for stretching the name further.
So before we go to the 82 link up, Luke, when I ask about, I know when you just come on Meadowbrook and start playing now, what's some of the bigger man them with a look and inspire and I say, right, one of them there you want play like this man, or you want bat like this man, or you want, what's some of the other school members that will inspire you? First question about that. You look and I say it.
Who inspired me? All right, before I go, so I just want to close out the 81, 82 Colts football thing that I did. So I remember that there was a game against Calabar and we needed to win that game, man. And this is a highlight I think a lot of people is going to remember and say, oh, yes. So I just want to bring it out. And at that time, I was learning much better how to bat. And I think I came 7 down, so I was batting 8. When I come out there, man, it's all right. We needed like about 20-something runs to win. Or, no, actually we needed somewhere in the teens. But I know it's a little bit of runs, because I ended up making 12 not out. And when I went out there, man, I start lick balling about the team. I feel, man. And the man them stop me, and I tell them I start lick some ball. I see the dread actually was sitting in a car down by which part Reds. There was another, I think there was a party down here. And the dread sit down there, and I'm looking out. And I said, sometimes I see the dread show the book up in the ear like him can't believe what I do out there, man. And you know, say, me and our next youth named Hugh Gardner, who was also a cricketer too, who decided not to go any further, but him had talent, you know. Hugh Gardner was there with me, staying, and I make one mistake. I said, just don't rush it. Just when we get the run, we're going to take it, but don't force it. And the balls were limited and so forth. So we were coming down tight, and him start licking, and him yam and the stumps flying. I think I'm going to Tony Moore did left for coming in at the time. When Tony Moore came in, I said, Tony Moore, last wicket, you know. Just stay. Give me the strike. I'm gonna lick some ball. And come down to like balls left, 3 runs to win. But it go actually, because I might tell you a number and then the runs don't add up to it. But we lick some ball and then 2 more start get the strike. No, we had about 6 balls to come and 6 balls to come, 3 runs to win. 2 of them out there upon no. 2 of them out there upon no. So in between now, I go walk up to him and I say, Tony, we have to run out of balls. We have to lick. Just swing. If you miss that, but just swing. If it come wide, once it come wide, just swing at it. But we're gonna try to run. Him finally swing on the 6th ball and me go run. Change the aim of the strike again and busted 2 or 3 ball left. I said, oh my God, why did I do this? I was like, oh, come on, I shouldn't give him the strike.
Yeah.
The strike again and did I play? No. And I said, man.
Yeah.
We end up hit some runs, we end up draw the game. And that was one of the highlights of my cricket years with Reese. I think I played 2 seasons with him. I'm not sure. I think I played under 14 and Colts.
And Colts with him. Okay.
2 years. I think I remember playing 2 years with him. But it was fun. I liked it. It's just that moving on later in life, I could not compete against the guys who were on the Sunlight team. And it was during exam time, which I believe I should focus on my CXCs.
Yeah, because cricket would have been the exam season for sure. Right.
But I remember seeing like Nunes. I remember Christopher Nunes was batting at some point. I don't know if he was on the team or anything.
Yeah, he used to play upon some other match. Yeah, Christopher Nunes.
Yeah, man. I said Nunes batting at a man. But then Nunes take and I said, but Chuck can't that man. Because I forgot to get that big. And then the bat them was so odious to me. Some of those guys, them inspire me, but cricket really, I feared the ball more than ever because I saw what it did to Muller. I'm saying, I'm not that, So we just channel everything more to soccer.
So I mean, where did Muller? Muller get licked?
Muller got hit in his forehead, and I think he had something called lichenification, which the bone actually started growing forward and give him that's where he got this his skull sort of malformed a bit from that hit.
So bat and get licked or feel?
I don't remember the exact thing that happened, and I don't remember which game it was in, or if it was Interfarm or just Catchy Shubi, but I remember him getting that hit, and that was one of the things that stood out for me and say, you know what?
Scare you.
And I used to see the senior team like Clive and TC, a swing ball, and I said, no.
At Eddie.
At first level.
Eddie attack. Clive was there and Top Cat, Michael Hall. Yes.
So me couldn't go past that level, and then we would train mostly on the top field, which that concrete. I say, something.
And the ball like the concrete, the sound a leak. Yeah.
But in terms of soccer now, the guys who I look up to, I saw Pee-wee, Powwow, I saw Laughlin.
Dougie Laughlin, that's a pretty good friend. Who that?
Man, and there is even the Colts team, Kevin Morrison, I think his name was. Kelvinator, we used to call him. There's a Colts team. Sean Cunningham, Gorilla Bob, Elvis Campbell. I remember we're playing Interfarm, and my team was there struggling against one of the good teams. And I was in the class with the soft guys. I don't know why. Maybe because I was in the M line, which used to be like them call it the brightest class. But of course, I don't think I was the brightest. But I was in that line, and so I would be with the guys who can't play. And so I would be like the utility guy. And so one day I remember even we were right there in the woodwork where that burn heap is. We had a goal right there, and the whole of the Colts team and some of the Manning guys was back there, and Elvis Campbell was there, and I was playing like midfield for my team and doing everything, and they get a penalty against us. I'm gonna say, oh man. So I'm look, Neil, I think it was either Spencer Wong or Neil Passel in the goal. I'm gonna say, you know what? No, come out. I'm going to the goal. And this guy from the other team decided to take it, and I said the guy ticking him on. I don't remember. I spoke with someone recently who remembered the guy's name. And when the guy lined up to kick the shot, I said, no man, me I save this. I mean the man them behind, I said, watch this, Elvis, look, that you tell him I'll get a game for Colts. For Manning Cup, because Elvis Campbell was then training for the Manning Cup team as well. And my friend, when the man kicked the ball, I'm save it. I said the whole of the back rupture up, man, everybody get up and say, yo, that you tell him start kick. And this is in the second or third farm, man. I'm at, what is
and the Manning Cup.
What they do know is that I play everywhere. I play everywhere.
Yeah. You're a utility player. The Manning Cup man, I big you up, yeah.
I mean, a year after that, the Dread had me a left wing. So,
Yeah.
not to say I played everywhere and played them well. That play everywhere. I am a true natural defender, and everything else is just trial.
Yeah. So
those guys always look up to those elder players.
Were you in the same first farm as Tony Moore?
Yes, man. Me and Tony Moore, correct.
Okay, I actually coached that first farm, so I don't remember. I can't remember.
You coached that first farm?
Yeah, because Tony Moore came to me, on a lunch break. The thing was very short. He came to me and said, "Want to be the goalkeeper and all them things."
Yeah, that's true. I remember that. I was not in football that year.
So why you used to shot?
Sorry?
No matter about Tony here, Tony. What Lucas said, Freddie, that the year you talked to Tony in a first farm, remember Luke reminded him they were interested in other sports in a first farm.
Oh yeah, okay.
That's how you remember my talk from first farm, right?
That is my discovery here, that I can play. Structured football, not just doing the part primary. I kick the ball and run around and kick ball. Structured football, I understand the game now.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to say, yeah, man, I can play it. It's second farm, I got to trials.
Yeah.
Rule it.
Yeah.
What used to happen, is our Manning Cup here.
Yeah.
The Manning Cup players would choose a first farm that they want to coach.
Oh, okay.
Everyone, that Bonnie would get a team, I get a team, and we just go out and coach the first farmers. So it's competition between us.
Who decided that, Freddie? That's a good idea. Who did that? Never have known that.
It just happened. I think it's Bonnie Morrison who started first,
Well, Bonnie just decided on the moment I'm going to just take up some other mute and start. We never know. That's a good idea.
Because I even have an assistant coach, because Carnell Dice was my assistant coach, and something like that. He coached the first time, yeah. So it was part of the main thing with our Manning Cup.
Yeah, I don't remember who was the coach for 1J1, which is first one.
Yeah. So when you come, you did that second shift or morning shift?
The morning shift, but second farm I got to evening shift. Then the Dread come to the teacher and say, "Listen, I have to go first shift."
Yeah, because we usually switch around after that time. Foolishness, I move it from morning to evening. Yeah, we didn't back up all that. But so moving on, then no, not moving on, but continue the story. Because it's easier for you talking the way you talk. I realize that you win up the thing now for the Dairy Castle thing now, and the next week was. Because I remember this in a look, and Hitchcock don't remember it, enough man don't remember it. Meadowbrook reached 1982 Colts finals in a November, December 1982. Tell me about that round. They can't remember that team there, but it's like...
the 81 Dairy Castle team is pretty much the same team going into the 82 under 14 competition that the Dread decided to put us in for that summer, which is a summer before the 82 cold season. Now, that cold season, of course, is the one that we were runners up. But that 82 summer now, me being the second farm I am, now me, that khaki smell already gone, those sweating days gone. Me become the class clown as well as the prankster. So the Dread decide to have a meeting in the room beside the PE room, which is where the I think it was a fourth farm room at the time, right by the canteen there where the cooler is.
Yeah.
So when we're going to the meeting now, me have my clappers in my pocket. Me sit down near the front. And when the Dread come to sit down, me light and throw it under the desk. By the time the Dread draw the seat and sit down, oh! The Dread jump up out of his seat and just walk back out of the classroom and never come back in. He just said, "Guys, I'm not doing this." And there was no under 14 for that summer. Everybody was upset and want to know who do it. I mean, never tell nobody until much weeks after or something like that. Anybody knows that we jeopardized the under 14 season. So that summer we were to enter somewhere, I don't remember, but Paul Gabler will be able to tell you, I think might not know it too. But we were going to enter something maybe like the Dairy Castle again, and we jeopardize it. After that, I say, something? Never again will I do this, because I realized that the Dread, him not play. Once you step out of line, you lose.
Yeah, man. Yes, I would draw the whole team. Because I'm in the argument to find out how do this or how do that. Because I say, yeah. Because I say, no.
We draw the team, and that was it.
And you learn your lesson. You learn your lesson.
Two now. I learn my lesson. And I think him pressure me into learning my lesson because 82, me see him start push me. And even this summer, I think I was the captain for the Dairy Castle team too, because what he used, and the Dread don't choose a captain as the best player, because I obviously wasn't the best player on the team. But he looks at responsibility, and him like to have his captain playing from the back, so they can see what's going on. And sometimes we choose a keeper, of course. But him use me, because one of the things is, I think I learned and I started showing a bit more discipline, and him realized I'm have a little influence over the guys in a sense too. Because if the guys them see me now play, them know it's a serious time. So he chose me as captain, and one of the main reasons is I was lucky. Every toss I got to win it. Every toss I got to win it. And I win all the toss during the Dairy Castle time. And so when it came to Colts time now, them decide to use me again. And them say, all right. And so I kept the captaincy from the 81 Dairy Castle team till then. And I think it's me and Patrick Gabler was co-captain.
For the 82 run there, 82 Colts team.
Yeah, right. And even the 82 run there, I tell you, we had some great games, man. We played some fantastic football. The team was comprised of Patrick, Minot, Kevin Barnes, Stephen Williams, Leon Chambers, a.k.a. Buffy.
The great Buffy, yeah.
You tell him again. I'm looking at a picture, so I can't call them out. That was me, Tony Moore, Leon Johnson, which is Jono, Christopher Jones, Peter Sinclair, when we talk about Goldilocks, and Squitty Kirk Smith. The keepers were Doman and Silly. Then another Ricky. I forget Ricard or something other name. Either Ricard or Stevenson or something like that.
Ricky Villa.
Orlando Thompson. Ricky. Thompson. Yeah, Ricky. Orlando Thompson. He must go forward with Patrick. But my that team, we played English brand football. We identified together as a team that can play touch football. Because not only do we have the touch footballers in the middle, which is Paul and Goldilocks, but everybody else just joining into the touch. And me know, me and Squitty were never dribblers. Including Tony Moore, we're not dribblers. So guess what? Automatically we come touch footballer. The keeper roll it out to us, we're looking for a pass right away. We're not going to dribble it up the wing. We're looking for a pass. And so when the midfielders come to us, we'll push it. And we're going to support still enough, but that is what the Dread teach us. Touch football. And so from there, so we touch football start, and the brand of football that Meadowbrook played was set right there during my time. That was set. Touch football.
So tell me some of the team I'm going to beat up. I go to that run, because...
That's a very good question.
Tell me the one you remember. The final, we'll go to that, because...
It is only the final I remember, but I know that we had to replay Tivoli, because somehow we either end up on same points or something like that. But we had to replay Tivoli again, and we had to use a neutral ground. I think at KT we played them at. And we beat them again. I think at Kevin Barnes even scored a toe punch. We did good. I remember playing up at Excelsior as well. So I think Excelsior might have fallen to us. But I don't remember some of the teams. Calabar. And I know that we met KC in the final. Now, the final was played at Stadium East. And it was a tough match. The midfield was like almost evenly matched. Tough match, back and forth. But they got a corner on us. And when the guy squared the ball, when the corner came over, it come in on the back post, and I jumped to hit it. But silly, the goalkeeper in front of me decided to see if he can reach it, and then tip it just over my head.
Yeah.
I never reach it. When him tip it, it got just over my head, dropping on the back post. Passing the goal, and Errol Lewis from KC run on and punch the ball in, but because it was behind me, none of the linesmen or the referee see it.
Let him the hands of God.
Yes, so when me jump and when me come down and turn and look, me can see me just slap the ball in. Someone put on my hand and say, ref. Nothing, Mr. The man said goal. I was like, wow. And said, goal. And I believe in that same match, I think we equalize. But when the ref take the ball and try to push it through the hole, because we are telling him the net have a hole, and when them try to put it through the hole, the ball couldn't go through the hole again. And we wonder how that. And them said, no goal is outside. Because the ball, they kick the ball and the ball past the goal. But we know it got inside the post and got through the net. And the rest said, no, there's no hole in the net. And we don't know how that happened. But
so you remember that is almost like when the field say we were cheated in winning a trophy again.
I cheated. I don't remember if we look at the goal as cheated, but I could be mixing up that goal with a Manning Cup game, but I believe that was in the Colts final. I could be mixing it up.
Yeah.
But I remember that the KC did not outplay us, and that goal should not have scored. But,
and by them time they're not playing on the nose and they can beat up them school. Meadowbrook have proven so them can beat up big school.
Yes, man. A lot of school fall by the way during that year, man. And coming off that high winning the Derek Castle, and then we had I would call it a winning season in the Colts. We know that team had talent, and so this group of guys had no fear against any big team. We never fear KC, we never fear Georges, we never fear JC. And we had JC ticket all the years, to be honest with you. We had JC from Phoenix All-Stars, and then we had JC ticket later on, as I'll explain.
So you play Derek Castle every year since that, or that was...
No, that was just a one-off. Remember, the next year, I think under 14 was supposed to play, and I screwed it up with the Clappers.
And then you never play. But it's an under 14 competition, though, Derek Castle.
It was a corner league in that year, the first year it played, but I don't know if it continued the next year.
Okay.
It could have been something else the Dread had us to enter. I don't know what his plans were.
No, that's one of the things with the Dread, though. Hitchcock can attest to that. Like, the man who want to play for him, or the youth who want to play for him, I play only a competitive match. And that's why there's no doubt at all, so when I get better and better. When I played for the summer, when most of the other team, them probably not playing no football at all. So it would make a big difference. The condition when puts in it, that make a big difference. So
and him used to make the Colts team play the Manning Cup team, So I remember that our Colts team held well against the Manning Cup team.
So who played for the Manning Cup team at the time now? Which are the man you remember?
I remember Andrew Bird. I remember Salah.
Salaman Gale. Yeah, man. Salah. Yeah, I remember him last him. No, yata. Andrew, a good friend. I know your talk, yeah.
I remember, who else? I think Sean was keeping for them. Sean Cunningham, I think. I can't remember half of them right now. But I know that we played them. I think Lester King was playing Manning at that time when we were playing. Colts.
When
I remember seeing Lester King and Lester King fast in a man.
Yeah. We win up everything for Sanders them days. Around 100 meter. Yeah.
We used to do the cycling thing. That's the same guy?
Oh, Lester King?
I think so, a brother in my year named Sean King. Sean King is in Orlando now. But Sean King and Lester King were brothers.
Yeah, man. He's, remember, Jelly, his father played cricket for Jamaica,
Yeah, man. Him father up on the 60-61 West Indies store, man. I know Lester King seen him,
I didn't see him to ride bicycle and them live out by Penn Terrace, somewhere there.
Yeah. Originally, that's where them come from. Yeah, man. You have a good memory, Freddie, Yeah, so moving on, Loki. So, on the lose the Colts finals now, which enough man remember, so we go to the Colts final. I tell you, I'm glad I document this because when I talk about them things, people is like, because me remember it, Freddie remember it, because I'm never there at school, I'm there at Michael. I teach. I had him teaching program.
I was 82 September to October.
Yeah, I was not.
Yeah, go ahead, Freddie.
I wasn't around them time. So between 80 and 83 September.
So Lukey is
we were giant killers from that time, and a lot of teams feared us.
Yeah. So I ask a big question then. Between 82, the Colts finals, and then we win Walker Cup in 86, is a long way off from winning a trophy. Or what takes so long to win a football trophy when the cricketers them are win over and over and over? What do you think happened why the footballers them? Because it wasn't a lack of talent, as you say.
No, not really lack of talent, but I'll tell you this, that like the star on that Colts team was Robert Salter. He was our goal scorer. He would create goal out and nothing sometimes. He decided to play Manning Cup. So we lacked a goal scorer. Richie Lodge, who I considered a good goal scorer, he didn't decide to take it serious. So We just never had a goal scorer. And I think 83, we had Andrew Earl, and we expected a lot from Andrew Earl, and Lester King was on that team too. Upton English, those were the strikers. We didn't have much goals happening. So if you notice the team that won the Walker Cup, we were winning 3-2. We were scoring goals. We knew how to score goals then. But back then, we weren't scoring goals. So a lot of our games were either drawn or lost by the odd goal. But we were never trumped. So from my time, I would say 82 till 86, this name Cinderella team or Cinderella Medal, because that Cinderella team, they had to stop using it because we were no longer a Cinderella team. Every team that had to come and fight for their points. Literally fight, because we never give up easy. And a lot, even the 83 team, there was a guy named Kurt Campbell that the Dread disciplined. And the Dread disciplined him. He was one of our strong center mids. And then he had me, and I look up to Kurt Campbell because Kurt Campbell lived in my area, my community. He was either a year or two ahead of me. And he would be a better baller compared to me. And I remember the Dread using me in that 83 team there, sometimes as central mid to mark Ronald Revere from Diego. And I'm like, what? So, I just know that it could have been because of the discipline and just lack of a good goal scorer that kept us back. But we played good football right through because we had a few guys come in. We had Bull and Benton come in. We had Howie Smith. We had Upton English. We had Look Up that came in to make up the team. So we had outside help because the Dread recruited some other guys to actually come. On the 83 team, Bull, Benton, Look Up, and English were the new additions. That's what, 4. 4 guys that came in from outside. And Bull and Benton played center half, English played forward, and Look Up played midfield. So he strengthened the core of the Manning Cup team with those importees. And we were always only beaten by the odd goal. I don't remember us getting a tool of loss or anything like that.
So coming up now to the not most important, but the big time where I think turn around the football in terms of Meadowbrook, Manloop and Meadowbrook was the Walker Cup run and just remind me of which year we won the Walker Cup exactly, because I can't, every time I think about it, I say, is December 86 or December 85?
November 15th, 1986, because I graduated 84. So 84, 85.
I used to graduate to lead 5th farm in 84.
I leave 5th farm 84, August, or, summer. Then I went 6th farm 84, 85, lower 6, upper 6, 85, 86. So summer 86, I was supposed to leave. But then the guys came around, and especially the Gobblers, and said, look, here we're going to do. Because the Dread, he said the Dread spoke to him and said, listen, the team that played last year are the same team for comeback, and we have the age and all that, so we need to do it. I'm going to say, all right. So, me never get the subjects from I want. So I'm going to tell Spanner, I'm going to come to Spanner, Mrs. Spanner. Of course, I didn't say Spanner, I said, Mr. McLean, I need to do over some classes. I didn't get what I wanted, and and also when we mentioned the sports, I can catch a fire. I mean, no said she was into the sport, and as all the other interviewees can attest, Spanner push sports. And so when I tell her I wanted to play Manning Cup and that we had a good chance, she said, okay, no problem. And so she signed me up. So I came back to school 86 September, and when we won on November 15th, 1986, I stayed at school until December, and I never come back January. I just came back for that soccer season.
Yeah, I hear you. Because you got young enough to come back and play. So 3 years, almost 3 years that I spent in 6th farm, then I just say.
Yeah, two and a third.
2.5. Yeah.
I think mine had stayed at school longer than I did. So I had 5 and 2, 7 and a third. I think mine had 8 years at Meadowbrook. So he outdid me all the time.
Yes, I tell me about that team then, because you tell me something that I know, say you just come back and a 3 years spend a 6th farm because you just want to come back and play the football. Tell me out.
Well, I've heard others say that the Colts team that Freddie was associated with was the main core of the Walker Cup, that 86 team, and I said no, it was a combination of those guys along with the stronger core from my Colts team. Because coming from my Colts team was four guys. you had Paul and Patrick, of course, and you had me and Minot.
Mm-hmm.
And those four were starting on the 86 team.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now, the Freddie's Colts team had, I think, 5 players, but they were not all starting. So I do believe that our Colts team would be the 4 after 86 team.
Emil was starting.
Emil, Alwyn, and midfielder, what name? Curlew. And
Curlew.
Coombs.
Yeah.
Right, so that's 4. And then you had Goodison. Was Lions on your team as well?
Billy.
No, okay. We had Goodison as well and Raj
Mason.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a combination. It looked like you had more players from your side.
Raj actually made the Jamaica under-17 team that year, you know that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, didn't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, didn't know that football for Jamaica.
Mm-hmm. National. Yeah. So pretty much the combination of our Colts team and their Colts team, because when we were playing Manning Cup, we were watching Curlew team them come up through the ranks, I dropped 12 and all them something. We were going down and just for fun, we'd say, Curlew, how much I got scored today?
Curlew, younger than you.
Yes, man, Lon Curlew, man. They were, and even Licker Pelle too. Licker Pelle, Ciardi Franklin.
Mm-hmm.
We'd be like, how much I got scored today? They were champions, man. Champions in their own right.
Remember that wing back, when from Dunny Park?
Yeah, man, Kingsley Bernard.
Yeah.
Kingsley was on the 86 team too, yeah, but he didn't start. I don't think he didn't start, but he was there. He was there, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, man, you had quite a few players there for sure.
So answer the mystery to me now, Loki, because me I say, me remember the Walker Cup run there in 1986, and me I say to myself then, when the Walker Cup, no team couldn't beat you at all. And me I say, why we never have a run in a Manning Cup? What caused the difference? But what was the major part you think we play why the Walker Cup, we win the Walker Cup and never win the Manning Cup? I never even go on to say we are competing at the Manning Cup.
Well, as I've indicated before, we had a lot of goal scoring ability. We weren't scoring enough goals in our game. Even though the year before, we had a few games that we scored some good goals because Campion was a beating stick, and I think we gave them 6 love the year before. But in the tough games, we weren't scoring.
Mm-hmm.
We would be drawing the tough games. We would always be drawing the tough games. And so we become an artist. That's what everybody would say, because the 84 team would draw too many games. The 85 team, same thing. We had a very memorable win in the 85 season where Virtue had Jago, and of course the Dread had Meadowbrook, and we met at Stadium East, and Jago had us 2-0, and that very memorable game, I think we added to it. But the joke is that 2-0 going in, Virtue look over to Mr. here and say, "Hey, what's going on, man? How you doing?" And the Dread not said nothing. So when we come out back now, I'm here, look up the pan. Twitter, you want it? Twitter, you want it? And Twitter say, take it. And then me or Paul Gabler say, give me it. And the man them just a connect. And when the man them score 3 goals on Jago, me the Dread get up and say, Virtue, you all right? So we ended that game 3-2 against Virtue. And the joke is that Virtue was the Manning Cup coach before the Red Dread took it over.
Yeah.
It was a proof of concept. He was a better coach. But the Dread knew what he had, and that year when the Dread leave, the Dread knew what he had, and that we could do it. But discipline was also a part, because there was a game that we could have won, and I think it was against Georges, that the Dread bench look up for something. I forgot what it was. He never come training, I believe. And so I think he never played doing a part match and never come training. And so the Dread bench him. And we needed look up in that midfield. Georges beat us. And I tell you, all we needed was that edge in the midfield for beat Georges for probably have a better chance of going through. So that was one of the things that the Dread didn't him never lap span. As I said, him kick Kurt off the team and he would bench look up. And even in the Colts, I remember the Dread would bench Salter one time. You know, so no matter if you're a star, the dread discipline come first. So I think those couple things were Achilles' heels. So, you know, going into the champion team now, we had so much confidence because we had skill. As you see, the two Colts team combined now. With the addition of let me see who was the addition, outside addition, Bobby Smith and Twitter Reed and Bala Brown, Billy Lyon as well. Those four are the only additions from outside any of those core teams. Only 4 person off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So that means they have 11 guys from 2 champion teams. You know? 11 guys from 2 champion teams meeting up together with 4 supplemented guys, I call them. And I tell you, a 4 baller them, you know, man, because one of them even named Bala Brown, Dave Brown. He came in school at 9th grade, through 9th grade achievement. So he come in, and I think Twitter did the same. And then we got Bobby Smith for the last, was a 4th farm, 5th farm. Right, Raymond Smith. Billy Lyon has always been at Meadowbrook, of course, but him just, I don't know if he wanted to play earlier, but him started playing late. I don't know Billy history, actually, if he came straight from 1st round, but...
Probably mature late. Can you him story and come
late.
Yeah.
Billy was that, as the papers would write about Billy, that lanky forward. Billy would be like one of our super subs.
Yeah. Billy that come score some crucial goal. I remember that. Yeah.
You know, but I know that the papers had a lot to talk about Meadowbrook during our final 2 years, or I should say final 2 years that I played, because those years the team had, you know, good skills, good ball control, passing, and, you know, we just weren't scoring. And I tore out some of the write-up that would actually paint the picture for some of our listeners, if you don't mind, I read one of them.
No, man, go ahead, man. This is your show. You do it, yeah.
I think, let me see. Let me go to this one here. That was in, I think this was 85. There's this one. It says, Excelsior kept themselves in close touch for a place in the Walker Cup knockout competition when they tagged St. Catherine High 3-0 in yesterday's Zone B Manning Cup football match at Sabina Park. In the second game, Meadowbrook went on a goal-scoring spree against bottom of the tables Campion College with a 7-love win. Campion have completed their round of matches without a win and 1 point. They failed to score all season and conceded 38 goals. Excelsior, after setting up a number of scoring chances, only managed a 2-love lead at the interval. Stafford Funk sent them ahead in the 19th minute, and Edward Miller scored the second in the 28th minute. In the second half, well, let me not read about Excelsior. Meadowbrook went into a 7-minute lead with a goal from Andrew Earl, who made it 2 in the 20th minute. Michael Lindsay, which is scored the third goal in the 38th minute to end the half 3-0. The second half became a one-sided affair, with Alan Blackwood scoring in the 46th minute, Luke Witter in the 69th, and Richard Lord lobbing in 2 goals in the 78th and 79th minute. So we dominated the bottom of the table's team, because we obviously should have been amongst the pick of the cream. You know, those teams that are considered top, it's just that we never get to dominate them during those years. But so our team now in the 86 season now, our team started off again, and one of the key changes we had was Bobby Smith started off at centre half because he had a strong kick. But Noel Clark tell me that when Bobby was at Pembroke Hall, he was playing forward, but the Dread was at centre half when he came to Meadowbrook. However, the Dread did indicate to Paul Gabler that, listen, next year put Patrick at centre half and put Bobby Smith up front. So with a new coach coming in now, Pop Williams, he didn't really know the team, so he watched us train, and, you know, he finally get to know the team, and, you know, most of us played our similar positions, and so he adapted and things. But Pop would, you know, motivate us, of course, but pretty much we went through our training steps with the Gobbler. He would take the training, and, you know, in terms of physical training, and then Pop would take over with his strategies and game plays and all those things. But in the game, he did not know about the Patrick and the Bobby Smith switch.
Which the general recommended.
Right. The season started off with us drawing our first 3 games. So no team not beat, you know, and even one of those teams, we had Charlie Smith. We got 1 love up on Charlie Smith. Even before that Charlie Smith game, I was, you know, joking as usual, and look at me and say, look, you are going like you join church. You know what happened? I'm not going to give you Charlie Smith striker Chris Dias to mark. You will have to play that on back. Mine not. You go mark Chris Dias. And I'm like, okay, fine. I didn't mind because once me free up in him, he can overlap more. So what happened now? We went ahead in the game. And Dias got the better of Minot, and then them run past Bobby Smith badly. And up on the stroke at halftime, because after the goal scoring by the ball spot and kick off again at halftime. Gabler run through the middle in the second half, or midway the second half, and bust the John again. We're lead 2-1 up now, man. And on the stroke of full time again, Dias do the same thing again, run through the defense and score up on the stroke of full time. A 2-all match the draw. That match we should have win. That match we should have won. The Woolmers match was the only match we lost, 2-1. We played Camperdown 1-1. Charles Smith 2-2. We beat Calabar 1-love. And think they beat us 2-1. Woolmers beat us 2-1. That game was a tough game to swallow because I tell you, my super wingback Minot, and he mentioned it, that he duck a ball. He duck a ball. I think it was a spot kick or a free kick somewhere in the middle. When I'm duck the ball, the same thing was going outside. No, I tell you, I will, and I have been a good friend to Minot. And I've never brought it up because it's a sore point, and I just didn't think it needed to be brought up at the time until he mentioned it in the last interview. I said, you know something, let's talk about it. So when he did that, I think everybody was so disappointed with him. And it was so much so that this was at Sabina Park that day, like about a dozen men come down from the stands, come to the changing room for beat Minot. And me like, no, Mr. Move from that. I had to take up for Minot. Me have to walk Minot out of the stadium.
That other one from the school.
Say that again?
Other one from Meadowbrook I come to beat him. Our supporters.
Yeah, they were going to roughhouse him. I don't know if they came to really beat him, but they were.
Yeah, I got bad him up because I must say him where we lose. Yeah, talk about it, yeah.
I had my friend and I had his back that day. I said no, even though I myself was upset because it was an obvious stuff. We had to escort Minor.
Out of Minor. Gonna have to protect him, have him back.
And that day we lost 3 points. Now, if we had drawn that 1 point, would have been all we needed to go through and stay in the Manning Cup second round.
Because I got the top 4 team I go through to the next round.
Right. But the why we lost though is there's another point why we lost is the day before we knew we needed to beat Campion by 5 goals clear because we and Camperdown tied up with points. And we know that Charlie Smith, who was leading the zone at the time with Woolmers, and we said Camperdown cannot beat Charlie Smith. Charlie Smith are gonna beat Camperdown. So we decided all we have to do is have Charlie Smith even beat them by 1 goal. We need to beat Campion by 5 to have a better goal average. So we need 5 goals that day. We got the 5 goals and everybody had jumped 5-love. We lock out Campion and we drop 5-love again on them. And when we jump on Joy and the news came from, I don't remember where they were playing. I think we were playing at St. It came from us at Sabina, that Camperdown draw with Charlie Smith. So them get 1 point and move ahead of us. That was a disappointment. So we decided to say, you know something? We'll just take it out on
Walker
Cup. But midway through that game, midway through that season of Manning Cup, after the 3 first draws, we switched Patrick to stopper and we put Bobby Smith up front, and that is when we started score goals.
So under just a
lot more goals after that.
Under just a follow in a sense the drill instruction to say this is how it needs to happen.
Yep.
And
read another write-up when you're ready because more and tell you about, this the editor here or the writer here captured most of what happened.
Yeah, go ahead. You go ahead. Yeah, you go ahead, Luke. Yeah.
I try to read it fast, so if I stumble through, no problem. Meadowbrook High School advanced to the semi-final of the Dennis and Geddes sponsored Walker Cup knockout football competition when they defeated St. Diego High 2-0. Now remember, we played Arden first and dropped 3-0. Then this is the second game in the Walker Cup, 2-0 in a quarterfinal encounter at Sabina Park yesterday. They will meet Jamaica College in one semi-final in the National Stadium on November 12th, 1986, of course, in a game which was evenly contested for the most part. Meadowbrook displayed greater determination and led 1-love at halftime. They sealed the issue midway the second half, most of which was played in rain. Play swung from goal to goal in the early stages without a definite pattern emerging. It was Jago who came closest to scoring in the first 15 minutes, but their strikers failed to capitalize on two glaring errors by the Meadowbrook defense. The game gradually heated up after the first 20 minutes, but while both teams created the openings, chances went a-begging. In the 27th minute, Meadowbrook's left winger William Lyon unleashed a solid header from close range, only to see the St. Jago keeper Jerome Bryan barely tipping the ball over the crossbar. 2 minutes later, Meadowbrook's burly striker Raymond Smith produced a long solo run, but his shot from just inside the 18-yard box was parred for a corner. Shortly after, St. Jago's linkman Carl Scott countered with a similar solo effort, but with goalkeeper Alwyn Rose at his mercy, miscued from 12 yards out as the ball trickled harmlessly past the upright. In the last 10 minutes of the half, St. Jago came on strongly with Conrad Thompson, Donald Edwards, Philip Elliott, Peter Lawson, repeatedly pressing the Meadowbrook defence, only to be held at bay by the sturdy centre-half Patrick Smith and the overlapping right-back Luke Witter. As it turns out, it was Meadowbrook and not St. Jago who found the back of the net. Meadowbrook brought on Dave Brown to replace Lyon in the closing minutes of the half, and the move paid dividends in the 43rd minute when Brown netted from a left-side cross. His shot, a grounder from just inside the 18-yard box, went through the grasping hands of Bryan and into the net. Meadowbrook went on attack when the second half, and in the second minute received two glorious chances to increase their tally, both of which went astray. A good build-up resulted in Devon Reed testing goalkeeper Bryan with a torrid shot inside the 18-yard box. Bryan succeeded in punching the ball forward only into the deadly part of Raymond Smith, whose pile driver from 10 yards out saw Bryan making another spectacular save. With Meadowbrook for the most part dictating the run of play through Smith, Reed, Brown, Emil Campbell, and Paul Smith in midfield. The first Smith was Raymond Smith, them called him Raymond Smith. They eventually found the clincher in the 69th minute. The goal came from outside left Campbell, who beat Bryan from 10 yards out after receiving a long cross from Witter on the right flank. Now, if you notice that write-up actually answered part of your question. What was the reason? The reason why this 86 team scored more goals? Listen to the chances that were there. There's about 6 chances this paper just told you about. Yeah.
So on
after we beat Jago, we went on to the semifinals to play JC, and another shorter write-up will describe it. You want to read it again?
Yeah, man, go ahead. You go ahead.
The second semifinal should be no less exciting. Jamaica College Richard McDonald is one of the most deadly strikers in local schoolboy football, and he will have to be contained. McDonald scored the only hat-trick of the season when his team blanked Excelsior High 3-0 on October 21st. He followed this up with opening the scoring for Jamaica against the Trinidad All Schools. So this is the All Schools playing, only to see Jamaica go down 4-1 to the Trinidadians. McDonald should get good support from the hard-working Kit and Kurt Kennedy, Wiley, Alvin Beckford, and Captain Martin Campbell. Meadowbrook will be playing in the Walker Cup semis for the first time in the school's history. Meadowbrook is second to none in ball control and positional play in the corporate area. They could upset the more fancied JC team. So these guys knew that we established a brand of, touch ball. The elevation of the bustling Raymond Smith from centre half to centre forward has added more urgency to the Meadowbrook front line. Smith scored twice in his team's fall of the feet of Campion on the October 28th, and he will provide problems for JC defenders Craig Butler, which is Bullet, and Samuel Brooks, I'm calling him Sammy and Brooksy, and the unsure but improved goalkeeper Andre Jones. Raymond Smith will get strong assistance from the twins Paul and Patrick Smith, winger Emil Campbell, overlapping defender Luke Witter, and lanky forward William Lyon. So these people, the writer actually was telling you as it is, and that was the impression that we left with a lot of the spectators that year. A lot of people were saying, boy, Meadowbrook really have,
When the peak, how many seeds we peak late, like me I say, we're fine.
Our ball game was always there.
Yeah. I just say I'm changing a strategy a certain way. So when you go into the season feeling so you could have win one of them competition there.
Yeah, man. We felt we had it. We felt good. We knew we had a great chance of at least moving on to the semis, We weren't going to be the first round knockout anymore. We knew we would qualify to go through. And then during the season now, we saw that none of these teams played the ball that we played, and none of these teams outplayed us. We should have beat Charlotte Smith. as we said, the women's game should have been drawn at least, even though we played a good game against them. Same way.
Yeah.
But there was no team that outplayed us that looked superior to us, and we were,
So
I just said that we would beat our own self.
So let me ask you something. Coming into the finals now, what's the nerve to say? Because the judge are coaching from long time said, and they usually call it, and Hitchcock can attest to this, a killer instinct. You can't come into the match and feel say you can't lose. Only go into the match and think say, although Dunwoody was in a big brand name school like the bigger school them, when you having the nerve to say, you're not going to lose or you're not going to butterfly on the something and put it away there.
I think we were bubbling with confidence. I don't think we were having... I guess you will always have butterflies, but we never have any doubts. Like, boy, we don't think we can beat this team, man. None of us had our heads down. All of us had our heads up. Especially after... You have to remember, we went on a trouncing run,
Yeah,
we dropped 3 on Arden. We dropped 2 on Diego. We get 3 to JC. And to be honest with you, we actually gave JC 4 that day.
Mm-hmm.
The ref, Patrick clear a ball, and the ref blow off the game when the ball was in the air and the ball dropped into the back of the net over the keeper head.
Mm-hmm.
The keeper had heard the whistle, but he attempted to save it and it scored. Mm-hmm. But the whistle blew from the ball about 15 to 20 yards out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So you never have no doubt in the mind, so you never win up this.
No.
Because so going on the match and only the field said why, because by that time now Meadowbrook win, I said November 86, we win Sunlight 3 times. And the mountain from the Sunlight man, the man I said, boy, at time we do something for the football, because I have some Sunlight man on the team. Either up on the bench or a play like mine. Was there any, like a man about, yeah, go ahead.
No, I wouldn't say mouth. I tell you this, man. Everybody wanted us to win. I don't think anybody was mouthing us. But there was one person I know was there behind me personally. And before my Calabar game that year in the Manning Cup, one thing remember, Elvis Campbell said, him go down a boy's town and I want him Carl Brown telling him, say, you see your first tackle, make it be your hardest tackle. And I remember going into the Calabar game at Stadium East. And at that time, Calabar was having Martin Sterling playing out, like forward. I think he had an injury to his arm or something like that. So he was playing out because they had a good keeper as well. And he was playing forward. And I remember when the ball kicked off, and them send the ball down the wing, me had a beeline straight to Martin. I saw me slap Martin Sterling. No, Martin Sterling is like 1.5 times my size.
Mm-hmm.
He saw me slap. Dirks run, come over. You think it's war? You think it's war out here? I got a yellow card right. That's the first minutes of the game.
Yeah, but you said
Martin never came back down to our defense, and he stayed in the defense line.
He never walked near you again because I sent him a message. Yeah.
He was hurt. Not proud to hurt him, but I had to stop him strongly, according to what my mentor was saying, Elvis Bob Campbell. Use that same thing, and I tell people, listen, make your first tackle be hardest tackle, because this is how you intimidate the forward. No, we're not asking you to foul him or hurt him, break him leg. We just make it your hardest tackle. If you go and kick the ball out and him a jump and skip, make sure when you kick the ball out, the ball reaching at the stands. So you know, you can put him foot next time. That's going to happen.
This precedent to that, let me tell you that story there, because you remember Jim Rye?
Yeah, man. Remember Booby Rye? Yeah, man.
Yeah, Booby Rye. Each got remember this though. We play Camperdown. You remember Errol Blake from Camperdown? You must know the name, Blakey. That one play for 100 Garden. And Blakey run up and down and run past Jim Rye like a nothing. And Jim Rye the same thing with the side though. By the time I left Blakey up on the cycle track, I see them Blakey end up, because Jim Rye decided to say, nah, take no more check from him at all. And Blakey never come back up. That's it. Just like I say, you stamp it down and I say. So there's great precedent to that, man, in terms of, say, Meadowbrook, yeah.
Definitely. Booby Rye was a strong player.
Yeah, man.
I vaguely remember him playing for the Meadowbrook, because, as I said, I didn't watch them a lot. But
Yeah, man.
That is one of the things that I really, use and say, boy, you know what? And I think halfway through the season, after Pott took away Charlie Smith game from me, when I said that, is because him tell me I'm not gonna mark Dias. But to be honest with you, mine is a faster sprinter than I am. It's a better match in terms of speed. But after that, I said, no more will there be a forward from a school playing against Meadowbrook and I am not the man marker for them.
Mm-hmm.
And so going into the JC game, when they talk about and Richard McDonald is the most dangerous forward and the man to watch.
Mm-hmm.
After that game, it was a joke because they were saying, and defender Luke Witter kept JC's danger man, Richard McDonald, quiet for the entire 90 minutes. Because even when we ring my ankle in the first 10 minutes of the game and them lift me off, I go up on the bench and Mr. Pat Cover go down the wing and I'd come in at him used to go down to the wing and then I would come in on the touchline. And when I see him do that, he must set it out to Kit and Kurt them for them to slot it in. I tell the physio, I said, give me a bandage, put on my foot. I said, no, let me see. I said, give me a bandage. When I hear the stands are real, I'm look at JC attack with goal now. We are shot one, you know. But put now make a change it because I want to see if my heart. I said, no man, I go back on. I said, give me a bandage and the physio, I think forget the name of the physio.
Nicholas Ford, man.
Yeah, okay. So when him said, give me I said, listen man, give me a bandage. I'm going to bandage, put on my boots and go back out there. He said, no, let me see. I said, give me a what's it not bandage? On me, I look on him, and him just left bandage. I band that ankle, and I unlace about, I think I lace my boots up only halfway, and then the rest of it around the ankle. This time I go back on.
Yeah.
After the game, I never remember some my foot did sprain, because I never even play like never sprain foot after that. Because it was just sheer determination and adrenaline, man, for just stop that guy, because me now make another danger, man, you know?
So close.
Going into the final now, you had the papers of boots up Butler too.
Ultimate Butler, yeah. Freddie know him good, yeah.
Here are the papers about Butler now. Butler, who has combined his unselfish midfield play with excellent finishing this season, is again the player to watch. He has scored in all 3 matches leading up to the Walker Cup final. And, you know, after the game, this is what they had to say. Where is it? And say, let me read the whole part of this. Yesterday's final. Raymond Smith was always dangerous in the Dunoon 18-yard box. Wingers Emil Campbell and Dave Brown were always able to run free, and centre Patrick Smith was a tower of strength in defence, breaking up numerous attacks by the Dunoon forwards, while wingback Luke Witter kept a tight hold on top Dunoon player, Ultimate Butler. I decided never to make none of those players touch the ball. So I would feed them to the ball, or when they have it, them just can't turn, come here, hustle. Couldn't sit down. So those were my strategies to really just take out the star player for the team and then hope that the rest of my team can just, you know. But
let me ask you something, Luke, because I mentioned something now important. It's almost like you gloss over it, but it's important to me. Because you did say, and I remember, but you did say when it comes to speed, you weren't a speedy player. So what was your skill in terms of, say, to hold them top class player, then I say? What you use?
No. Remember this, you have fast and you have faster.
No, I never say slow, I never say slow like me. But yeah.
You run laps around you and P, bro. Mine was one of the fastest.
Yeah.
But I am also fast. I have a quick start. And in a soccer game, 25 yards quick start is a whole leap. Because you beat the player to the ball. When them run to the 50 yard, they might end up beating me to the 50 yard. But, you know, 25 yards, may have a quick start. Furthermore, my anticipation, which is the best part of my game, is that I can read the game and know the ball going, and I would drift before the player even know. So this is the ball I go.
Yeah.
Me already see, you know, where it's going.
Yeah. So, but you mentioned that earlier, and that's why I dread to pick you as captain. You read the game and you anticipate where the ball will go before it even there. Yeah.
I don't have strength like some defenders, like Claude Davis and Mitchie, and I don't have that kind of strength. I do read and I'll intercept. So when a pass is being made, I can quickly take 2 or 3 steps and reach in front of that person and win the ball, or get a toe to it.
I read the game better than most of the player, because I think about the game. You constantly look past. Yeah.
And with the dread teaching of being between the goal and the ball, they had to come through me. And let them even beat me. My other defenders like Clock, Strong, Owen, centre half, and Patrick Smith was there to clean up. And if them beat me, Clock, and Patrick, they might need to beat again, because by the time they beat me, I run back. And them have to beat over and over again to get through to us. We know how to play the defense. So it was tough to draw defense because of the guys who played it. Minot, Clock, Patrick and myself. It was a tough defense line.
So after a win now, after we win, not you no win, when we win, because Meadowbrook this, how that make on the feel for Serati? You find Meadowbrook finally win a big time thing. You personally and the team, and then me ask about the school afterward. How you feel, you personally as Serati, you do this in Meadowbrook, we do this in Meadowbrook.
It was like, it was euphoric. It was like proving a point that we should have won this a long time ago, because I think we did mention this, that we should have had the Colts finals. We mentioned that to ourselves. Me and Goblin talk about it. Yeah, man, we should have had the Colts finals. We were robbed. So this is justification for us. We even wanted to play KC because they won the Manning Cup that year. We wanted to have a playoff just for vindication and to prove to everybody that yes, we could win. But when we played the Nutriment Shield afterwards, I think we took a notch down because of our celebrations, and we weren't training as hard anymore. And I didn't even know there was another game to play. I was surprised.
You mean the Nutriment Shield game?
Yeah. So we end up playing the Nutriment Shield, not as good as we played the other games those season, but we still, managed to come out of it on top.
And win that, yeah.
Personally, it's vindication because, you are being called Cinderella the whole time. Cinderella. And you know that you have potential because every team I've been on for Meadowbrook are champion team. Even when I played the 14 cricket, we're a champion team. We were always formidable foes. So it was never a point that, we're lucky.
But when you're playing, it's like you feel so we could have win, but we just not produce the goals. It's like you're not going at a match. Things say, that's what I mean.
Goals win game. No matter how you could have looked good in the midfield, no matter how you could have, do anything else, goals win game. If you're not scoring, you just not go win the game.
Well, all the rest of players in midfield, if you can remember, even voice some of them in terms, that's the only field as a team when you win it.
It's like it's too much, that day. Let me tell you how even the fans felt. I'm not even talking about the players, because the fans were even boost the players' feeling.
Yeah, man, me can't talk for that. Me can't tell you about that, but go ahead, yeah.
Listen, how the fans felt, I was lifted out of that stadium, I traveled on my Mid-Forest community friends. All of them lift me out, carry me go to whichever car they carry me on that night. I don't carry from early that night. We celebrated all night. But the fans, it was crazy. It was pandemonium after the game. And after the game, going to school, everybody was so proud that I remember, me not come back to school next semester. I'm going to a staff room, and every day I'm going to a staff room, a different teacher buy me lunch. School the next day, it's like everybody was like, yeah, man, I owe you lunch. And I say, yeah, you owe me lunch, cool. So I made them promise to buy me lunch, and about 4 to 5 teachers end up buying me lunch. So I was living off that, and up to today, I've won many other trophies since then, but that one is the one that's like the biggest still in terms of when you win it, how you felt afterwards.
That stand out. Stand out.
And I've won City Bartlett. I've come runners up in Major League. I've come runners up in National League. I've won Interbank Business House, but nothing like.
Not beat the vibes of Meadowbrook when the Walker Cup for Witter till I hear you look here. So that was special for me too. Me did a match. I'm what to run right up, and I said, me every match. Then I stand with Buffy. I remember Buffy, Leon.
Buffy, yes.
Then I stand, and it was the biggest thing, and one of the biggest thing that for me in terms of we made
so much behind us. May I remind you of a moment when Bullet decides to go dribble down the wing, and Bullet comes straight to me. So when Bullet come to me, Bullet put the ball upon him heel like the RD pile and throw it up over my head. When me hear the stands go, whoa, all of the JC start reeling. This is the JC game. I was so embarrassed coming to get a pile. It embarrassed me so much that I turned and bicycle that ball back over the half line.
Something, Lukey?
Yes.
That was part of the reason why JC plays a bad league. Because what happened is, Bullet didn't want to play the game.
Okay.
He felt that he was demoted because he normally plays centre half. But the night before the practice before the game, Brooks got hurt. It's Sammy Brooks.
Okay, yeah.
We had to make a decision whether or not to play Martin still at centre half or switch or whatever. So what we did was put Martin at centre half and switched Bullet to left back. So he thought he was demoted.
Okay.
Didn't play the game basically. Because Bullet is just as you see him now, being vindictive and all of that. That's how Bullet is.
So just to clarify, Freddie, because people are listening, that are your first or your second year at JC?
I went to JC 85. So that was my first. As a matter of fact, I was at JC helping to coaching the goalkeepers before I actually leaving Meadowbrook. Working with JC after Meadowbrook get knocked out of the Manning Cup 85. Used to go up in the evenings and just work with the goalkeepers. So was the year when I started officially as the assistant.
Okay. Didn't know that. But yeah, he's always like that though. He's always like that. Bullet is a force to reckon with, put it that way.
Because before the game, I was caught between both because what happened is I just leave that team at Meadowbrook and then go to JC as the assistant coach. Apart from that, Martin playing on JC and Emil playing over Meadowbrook. Alwyn over Meadowbrook.
And that two brother and I never them.
And I'm in the middle. So, I don't even like talking about that game still, but
yeah.
I'm twice. It happened to me twice the same year.
Yeah.
Because remember, the year before, the first year I went to JC beat Meadowbrook Cohost team.
Oh.
In the semi-final of the Cohost.
Right.
If you remember.
So we return it, man.
So I was in the middle. I was like in the middle of the stadium when the Cohost final. I said, going there or not going there.
It would have been their Cohost team playing Manning that year too.
Yeah.
At the same gold team, yes. Yeah. We return the favor, yes. In a semi-final. I know, sorry, go ahead, Freddie, yeah.
Yesterday we were at the Martin and Emil mother's funeral, and the whole thing came up again because there was at the funeral, and Bobby, Bobby, Johnson, when you again, Robert Johnson, he played. So Siad was talking and Bobby was talking and everybody was there, was talking football and all. Emil wasn't there, but Alwyn was there. So we talked about the whole thing again and overall. The same thing come back. I was leave Meadowbrook and went straight in the fire where Meadowbrook and JC was concerned.
Yeah.
So I knew it from both ends. I don't even like talking about it too tough, because
yeah.
Go up leave Meadowbrook and go JC and start. Okay, but to mention the marking a pot cover, I think that was one of the most outstanding single factor really because Luki did a good job.
You know what happened, Freddie? Let me tell you about that. The week before I watched them play, I think it was Excelsior. I'm not sure who they played to come through.
Excelsior, man. I have the brown
right.
Cover.
Right. So what I saw was, which I knew from Derek Castle because Pat Cover was playing the Derek Castle as well, that he's a left footer, so he's left footed. I am playing a right back. So he's coming down with his left foot. That means he's on my outside, he's on the touchline with his left foot. If the ball is on the touchline, the ball is not a factor to my goal. So I said, wait a minute, but this guy's left footed. So this is what he does. He dribbled down to the corner flag, then he comes in on the touchline there, and I'm like, something? I'm going to give this guy the right side. I'm going to give him the inside of me, unorthodox. Because I saw in the game at the Excelsior, he was going down, and every minute him going down, him do a square and set the guys. So I said, him can't square with him right foot. So you know what I did? I marked pot cover, not on the inside between him and the goal, but on his outside, on his left foot. So if he tried to dribble at me on his left foot, where would the ball be? On my side, right beside me, he would lose it. So I stood in the wrong position against pot cover, and I marked him on his left side, right where his left foot is, And so Pat Cover came all the while and somehow would be stumbling because I forced him on his right foot. Once he put him on the right foot down and I put like a pressure now, him would either miss kick, miss dribble, or just nothing special would happen.
Mm-hmm. That's strategic. You force it on him weaker foot, low-key. That's strategic move. Yeah. Because you constantly read the game and read the other players when you play against. That's right. Yeah,
there are times when I make him just go down the wing because I'm already on him left foot and him down the wing, and I just make him go down the wing into the corner flag because I know I'm going to try and come in. So when I reach the corner flag down, we just close him up. So if he push the ball around, he's going to bounce in at me. So he couldn't get to go around and then go up on the touchline now and make the square. So there was a two-factor that I used against him because I saw him play the week before and I saw what he was doing against the other guys. I intentionally stayed back after our game and go watch him play. And so when I came to my game, I had an idea of how to mark him and it helped.
But you bring up something again, Luke, you gloss over some gem you say now, you know. Because I want to ask you this now. Where you get it in your mind, say you must go watch your opposing team play and say, because your football brain now, you say now, because you decide to go watch your opponent and you decide to force him on the wrong foot. Where you get the idea from? Was it coaching or intuition or?
I think it's overall everything. Mm-hmm. Because at this time, no, this is my 4th year in Manning Cup. Mm-hmm. I've already played Colts and a couple of years of Manning Cup, so around my community too, I'm also playing
for Mid Forest. I remember that big run for Mid Forest. Yeah.
Right. So I am now. Well, I never played for Mid Forest until after Manning Cup.
Right. Okay.
I'm playing amongst them. So if you Put already tell me, well, Put never had to tell me. I knew it was going to be my job because, as I said, after Dias, I would not give up another star player without me being on marker. Mm-hmm. So, I decided, as a matter of fact, Put, when we were in the Arden game, I look on Put and say, Put, if you put somebody on Pune, I didn't want it because Pune was in the midfield. And he said, well, since you talk about Pune so much, you better mark him. And if him go on you walk home naked today. I'm going to say, what? I'm going to say, all right. And so I ended up going in the middle and play like 3 centre-half against Pune, which is Steve Stevens from Arden. And we marked out Pune that day from Arden. He was their goal scorer, but a lot of people didn't know him, but he was Mid Forest goal scorer. And I knew that Pune was great.
Yes, I remember Pune from the Mid Forest team. Yes.
Spring got big one of Spring goal scorers too.
Yeah.
In National League, so Pune is known, notably.
Yeah.
I decided to just do that, but then when you're marking somebody, you have to know the person, so you're not going to tell them. So that came natural, but with the experience that I had, and of course you're watching English League those times, so I'll probably hear it somewhere along the line, but it came out of all the experience I was garnering during those years.
Yeah, that's a mark. That tactics where you use that, so you use yourself is a strategy where them use most people don't know that in terms that's a brilliant coach. Is like the game Andred used to do that too. The team who will play next week is like you have somebody who will watch the team and that know how the team play. These days it might be easier because I can watch video and you know the team will play and know who will play and all of things. So that's a genius move we made. So I tell you that. But so did you know, say, the impact we have upon with this team, with this wind have up on the school? Were you aware? Because you never know. Because when I talked to Hazel last week and she said her sister won the match, I never even realized how much support I get from all over the school. You're aware. What?
Yes, I was aware of the support base. I know everybody was coming because we were doing good. Remember, we barely missed out on going through, so we had a successful season. We almost made it through the Manning Cup, but we were doing good. No team never really beat. One team beat with that year. It's that 2-1 loss to Wolmer's.
Unbeaten.
8 or maybe 9 game that year.
Yeah.
Only one team beat. Think about it. 1 loss, 3 draws, and everything win. 5 win. We got developed. Every time I go back to school, win? Yeah. How much? 3 love. And so more people would come now to them want to see the 2 love and them want to see the 3 love, and it was very entertaining after a while. And when it got to the semis, and with them here, so we get JC3. One of the biggest upset. We knew it wasn't an upset, Me and Gabler, and even Minor too, would know it's not an upset. because we beat them 6 in Derry Castle.
That on the early on, yeah.
Under 14,
And I see it
6
to man when I play, yeah.
Our people were beat up all the while. That is how we looked at it. We had confidence going in. They were the ones looking revenge, but I don't know if they had confidence, but they knew that, they must watch a God for them.
So let me ask you a question about that winner now. When you go home now, how your family feel? Your sister, we used to come Meadowbrook, your father and your mother, how them feel when Maserati?
I believe before the win, I was already celebrating because I became a star out of that season. When I was a star, how people perceived me and looked up to me and treated me after a while. That season, everyone knew about me. Everyone knew who Luke Witter was. As a matter of fact, that season, I believe, I was called for the Jamaica under-21 team, the Jamaica Juveniles team. I also made the all-manning team. So even my neighbor who got KC, him say, when him say Luke come down and I trained for all-manning, him say, where the little red boy that come from? And him say, man, mount me. And then when him hear about me now, him realize, and then when him see me play for Mid-Forest now, he became one of my biggest supporters. He's a friend of mine, Yaki, Stephen Henry. So, everybody knew about me after a while. But that season and that win propelled my my fame. Propelled me. And a lot of people knew about me. A lot of people. Even people from other schools, which I didn't realize. Of course, they're in the stands. They probably watched 2 games. And that season, I was consistent. I was very consistent season. So, walking around is like I was walking on air.
Are you euphoric feeling? Yeah.
I'm just, I say, where my name from? But I can't say that. I just put up my hand and say,
yeah.
That's cool. The girls, them. Wait a minute. Two of them more asked me, when two of them more joined the Manning Cup team, two of them more looked at me and said, Luke, how do you deal with all the recognition? Because once you play a Manning Cup, that is already a stigma. I had girls from even Excelsior talking to me in the stands, because I play a Manning Cup, So they would come over and introduce themselves because they want to talk to a Manning Cup baller. So even at your school, once you play a Manning Cup, so the two of them will come and say, Luke, how you do? I'm saying, listen, just go on and play it easy like it's nothing. Just act like everything is normal, it's nothing special. Don't act frightened. I met them think, say, oh my gosh, this guy's superstar. That is what I told them anymore. Now, when people are on Witter, I say, yeah, man, everything cool, man. Yeah, all right?
Yeah.
But while deep down, you're like, oh my gosh, somebody know my name.
Yeah, you come. And that before the song come out, Beanie Man song, the girl them sugar, that a long before that. Them play the Money Cup, man, and the girl them sugar, as it I know, because you're right, once you play Money Cup, and the biggest, that to me, in my mind, I win World Cup cricket thing and all them thing there, but me personally, I tell you, the Walker Cup victory for me mean a whole heap to me, because Manning Cup, football carry more prestige than cricket in Jamaica. Worldwide, as a matter of fact. So you win a big time competition, and even the Walker Cup, and I don't know if you know this, JC never win Walker Cup until Freddie started coaching back in 2012.
But I know that one a lot of cups afterwards, but I didn't know that.
You've never won Walker Cup before. Never win Walker. Go ahead, Freddie.
2009 was the first.
Oh wow, that's way up.
Well after 9, that almost 20 years after Luke, 25, they've never win it, and we
2009, wow.
And winning, and so people understand that winning is not an easy thing, because I look back on the thing,
So when you do put your name on the trophy, it's noted.
Yeah, man. A very few schools, look at it now, over almost 200 schools there in Jamaica, maybe 100, me know much in the corporate area. And winning school are numbered per one and are more than two, little more than one in terms of the amount of winning. So winning is not an easy thing, especially in a team sport.
Right.
So what we did was significant, man, and it inspired a whole heap of team.
Yeah.
It inspired a whole heap of team. But let me ask you something, because you're comprehensive in terms of how you talk about your football and all them things. But let me go look deeper in terms of and ask you about one of the most embarrassing moments. You look back, either in a training or on the field, you look back with a smile and say, right, I go Meadowbrook.
Embarrassing. I think it's when the guys was walking down to bottom field and them raid somebody orange tree and the dread come and kick up hell. Always have the man come and cuss a train and say we raid. You know, the dread was very upset because say the dread be with discipline and we supposed to show that too. But I think it was between Paul Gabler and Salter them. Take a shortcut and pass the man orange tree and jump the man fence and I raid them orange tree and come back and they were there eating orange on the field and the dread was, I just felt bad that why we disgrace the school. So,
what you realize, Luki, so that journey to Bottomfield was a special journey by itself, just a go Bottomfield,
Yes, and I like how he put it for true. Yeah,
it was a special
journey. Was a journey, man. But I don't remember having an embarrassing moment. Mm-hmm. I can't remember an embarrassing moment because most of the time I think Spanner loved me, not just me, but the athletes, and she always makes us feel special. Because I remember in sixth form, she called me up on stage, me one, and tell people. I think it was my first year at six, and tell people, oh. Although I play soccer, I'm able to get my subjects, and now I'm in sixth form, and I want people to be like me, hard work. And I was like, wow, so people knew me from even before me win. And then when we win, the whole team was presented on stage. So I've always been projected in a good limelight. That I don't remember having bad moments. I don't remember having bad.
All right, so which teacher apart from Spanner? Because Spanner inspire everybody, it looked like. But which teacher apart from Spanner inspire you or you remember the most for yourself? The lesson where you learned from that teacher there?
I think I liked different teachers as the years went by because I loved how the religious teacher, Mr. Townsend, presented his classes first and second form. Townsend was just superior to the other teachers. Geography with Mrs. McCullough. She was so knowledgeable. But my best subject of all was biology with Helen Bromley. He made me loved that subject, and I just think it's how she presented it, and she was easy to understand. So I mean,
that's his Baba you talk?
No, Helen Bromley. She's biology. She and I think
She was Baba before.
Oh, is that how it was? Okay.
Yeah. She's a biology. She'd married her name Bromley for true, Freddie. Yeah.
Right. And she was very appealing to look at. So, when it came on to the reproduction classes, this was, good association. And I remember one time that she was really teaching it, and she was so uncomfortable teaching that class that I felt sorry for her. But I really had a connection with that lady. She could get topics easily across to me, and biology was, so, I mean, it is still one of my favorite topics.
Yeah, man, I know exactly where you're at, man. We didn't know her as Miss Barber. She got married after a while, and you're right, she was easy on the eyes, and yeah, you don't want to work. She never teach me, but she was nice to look at, I must tell you that.
I can be.
She saved me from maybe getting one of the worst experience at Middlebrook.
Oh, Miss Barber?
Yeah, just because I go to class, I get saved.
Oh, really? Tell me about that, no?
Come on, you remember Terrelong? We used to live across the street.
Patrick, what do you mean?
Yeah.
Legend, yeah. That is a legend by himself, Patrick Terrelong, yeah.
Well, some jelly tree in our yard, with the best jelly that you can think of. So
coconut?
Yeah, and my balcony roof. Balcony was the roof.
Yeah.
So to invite people over there during the school time and them is school over there and stay and all this. So Ira, Turner now, go over and dip on the roof. But when Terrelong first came, Ira run. Couldn't find Ira. So I come over to school now and I search for Ira. Me and Ira look alike, have the same black Puma bag. Man pulled me up and said, if you tell me you were on my roof just a while ago, there's not a God. So what this man talk about? So the man carry me in now to principal and said, him see me on him roof.
And that's Spanner the principal?
Yeah. So I said to the man, I was just in Miss Barber's biology class. So how could I be? So Spanner call Miss Barbara and things. She said, so when she comes, she said, who we talking? Alfred Henry? The man said, this boy was in my room.
Yeah.
Miss Barbara look for the man and tell him, say, it's either you crazy or you blind. And it was just class a while ago.
Yeah.
Because I go to class, and as Lucas said, it's a class where I love go, so you know, I miss it.
No. Yeah, exactly right, Freddie. I love what Miss Barbara class, our Dukes and Mrs. Bramble class. Yes.
Yeah. She had a way of getting the point across.
Yeah. So, let me ask you another question, Luki. In terms of, say, the best learning experience you think you get from Meadowbrook?
That's perseverance and perseverance, because Spanner would always have those little saying, and one of them was about perseverance, like try again, or play up the game, and she always have those little sayings that she had, and you just know that don't give up, and that happened because we never give up. We knew we would win one day, and it happened. So perseverance is a word I would use to say was my main experience at school.
We used to describe it last week more profound in terms of, say, I should say, at the motto, let your light so shine. And I never think about it before when she put it away the last week. And you think about it, it's like, she not say, Spanner never tell you say you have to win none. She just said, be better than you were the day before. Let your light so shine. Which are the motto. It was, you're right. That's the message where you get from Meadowbrook is like, because you're right. You talk about you being the captain and you're not the best player. Me and Hitchcock can attest to that same way. We're not the best player on the team. But we have to be part of the leadership team because the people them see with the ability for the certain things. So yeah. So that's a big lesson when Meadowbrook teach you. Yeah.
It's like a you can do it too attitude. And that followed me all the way up to the day, because if them can do it, we can do it too. If Calabar can win, we can win too. If Georges can win, we can win too. We never felt like Cinderella.
No.
We never felt like Cinderella school at all growing up.
No, I have mentality that I have to look here, because this is the reason why I talk to you now and I do this. Because I say other man do it, and I say, but I don't say why I can't do it. So I say, I say to you, Freddie, I say, I look on it now. As a mentality I take to this, and I say, but that next one do it. I don't see why we can't try and do it, and let your light so.
When we walk into any field, when they have football or anything, and we walk into any field, and I'm sitting, Meadowbrook, nobody can talk about nothing because I beat you at school, man, so be quiet,
Exactly, yeah, shut them up, sir. Yeah.
No, that era, me and the Gobblers and Minot and Bobby Smith, them know so that era, we had a team.
Yeah.
And a lot of them talk about that team was the best team that year. Even though somebody else win Manning Cup, nobody not talk about Manning Cup so much more like them talk about the Walker Cup.
The run, that team, the more one talk about the Walker Cup team than the Manning Cup winning team that year. I never have known that. Yeah.
I've heard more stories about, that year on a Walker Cup level more than on a Manning Cup level. Sometimes I'm saying, yeah, man, remember the year in Meadowbrook win Walker Cup? Instead of them say, you remember the year when Casey win Manning Cup and then Meadowbrook win the year that we had?
Yeah. Well, mine not describe it and I say.
Who win Manning Cup that year then? Them all I try to remember who win Manning Cup that year then.
Yeah. Well, mine describe it good in them. I say, we play the Brazilian team and win a Brazilian colors. So it's like. The blue and
a lot of people didn't know that the first day when you go to parade, we won the dress parade.
Oh, really? The first season of the Walker Cup year?
We won dress
Manning Cup
parade.
year, yeah?
Yes, man. We had a dress parade day and we won that dress parade.
So, let me ask you something. So, the Dread, when the season started, 86, the Dread never come back at school?
No, the Dread, they're fine them times, man. Dread, they're fine.
Yeah. Him leave.
He didn't even come watch because I'm not in the country. I don't think he was in the country. Well, I'm not sure. I don't know for sure. But that's the feeling I got, that he wasn't even in the country. I heard that he left and went straight back to England.
Yeah, now the summer I'm leave. And the summer after the sunlight. Because I remember him they give me a call and me didn't go help him move some stuff and all. And they tell me say I leave and all. This was in the summer okay. But it was so long ago, and because me and him have a good relationship, because I play cricket right up and I follow up the school and all, and We'll have a good respect for each other. So yeah. So
The dread believed in me so much more than I did in myself. That's why I'm a say, boy, perseverance, because believe in yourself. And as you said, let your light shine. Because the dread see the light, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Being a nobody to somebody.
Yeah, man. The dread, trust me, man. The dread, I prefer pick a man that persevere and try more than a big time baller. When I prefer 11 man on the team, I go work hard more than a man thinks I'm a big time skill. Me tell, the way me describe it, you know, he said the dread that coach West Indies cricket team when Brian Lara captain, he wouldn't play. He wouldn't play, and Freddie can attest to that. But you know that too. You see that him drop man, if man treats him a big time star, yeah. Exactly.
And drop more stars sometime and don't let them play, which is why we lost out during the year.
Master and tell you what him do to him.
Yeah.
And the lesson. And let me ask you that, since me bring up that one, I say, what life lesson you learn at Meadowbrook, where you pass on to your family?
The same. Perseverance, believe in yourself. The same thing. Those two same thing. Persevere, believe in yourself. If someone can do it, you can do it too. The other thing. Never put yourself down. You know, I've used that. I've used that straight into college, because I go to this class and people say, "Oh, the teacher, this and the teacher." I realize it's not the teacher, it's a person. I mean, believe that I could do it, and I learned. You know, so I know that most of the things that you can do come from within you. So believe in yourself.
I think I Meadowbrook reinforce a message in a way. Yeah.
It showed me.
Yeah.
Perfect example.
Yeah, that's true. We give the opportunity, because you go to school, you never have no vision to say you're a big time footballer, like someone come and have the skill and say, you never have not about a competitive football.
Nope.
And you turn out to be a big time baller, play all money, and I play a big time national league and all them things. Look at that. But you never answer the question, what your mother and your father feel when you win? You just talk about the girls.
I do believe my mother felt happy, but I don't believe that my father knew a thing about what was happening, being that we didn't share a good relationship.
Okay.
My mother felt happy about it. She just didn't have time to come and watch it, because she was always in the shop, you know, dealing with her things. And, her money was more important. Me can go do my fun. As a matter of fact, it's so funny that when I was 9-10 years old, my brother would say, "Mommy, don't let them come over the field, me and my little brother, because all I'm doing over the field is cussing bad words, you know, and I don't want to be around that."
Yes.
So he was the one telling, you know, my mom not to make me come over the field. And then later on, I, who was banned from the field, was the one they were coming to watch over the field.
Yeah. So how old you and Grace end up about Meadowbrook though?
Yes, correct. Because my two elder brothers went to secondary school, because we weren't living at that location during those years.
Okay.
I think we moved to Patrick City, Meadowbrook in 70.
Okay. I hear you.
So my Ronaldo, who is the photographer who took all these pictures and memories of us, he went to Norman Manley secondary. So then myself, my other sister did not pass her common entrance, so she went to Edith Dalton James. So at the time I was going to Meadowbrook, my younger brother, who's 2 years my junior, he went to Wolmer's. He wanted big school, and so he passed and went to Wolmer's. Because at the time, things had changed back in. I think when my mother opened the shop in '84, we were able to do other things. So he wanted to go to Wolmer's.
More opportunity.
Yeah, more opportunities.
But you know, no regrets about Meadowbrook instead of Wolmer's in terms of you personally.
I don't see what they would get in terms of education, because the truth is, school is an educational facility. I mean, what would I have more at any other school? Nothing. I passed my TXPs and GCs too. So,
and the playing opportunity where I get, you probably wouldn't get, because that's how me feel like I love Meadowbrook,
No, that is where Meadowbrook is special, because out of 400, either plus or minus 20, we were able to find a team. Yes, we brought in 1 and 2 over the years, but in general, find a good 11 to win a trophy from just that little boys. Remember, Sir Casey have 4,000 boys in it.
Yeah, man, not just a trophy, Loki. We win 2 football trophy and 5 cricket trophy, not just 8 trophies. So.
Right, that's the trophy.
Yeah.
Much less all of that, exceptional.
And you talk about that now, because I'm gonna leave this towards the end because I didn't want to shock you because Face give me a call just before we start, and he must say, Jelly, you get me in trouble now because a softball player call him from a girl team and say, oh, me not talk about softball team win up for Meadowbrook in 1985. And me say, Face say, no disrespect, but me not remember because me never there at school. And me just make it clear in this conversation, you know, every story I gonna get told.
Yeah, man. As they unfold, every story have to come out.
That's a good thing about it, Jelly, because you see how pick up people.
Yeah.
Softball team did well, and Mr. Carley. You know Mr. Carley?
Me no remember further that me I tell you, I left school in 82, and me just don't remember at all. Right.
That was my first year back at Meadowbrook when the softball team won.
And look at their school and I remember it, right?
I remember it very
well.
well.
At the time, but I don't remember anything like the coach or who played. That's what I don't.
Right. Well, that's why I'm gonna make it clear. I'm gonna say it again. The invitation open. Face I'm gonna send the link. But when she hear this, she will know say it's a open conversation. This and we want to hear everybody's story. Yes. But go ahead, Freddie. Sorry.
Let me just briefly say something about the softball team because just to get somebody else to add to it, you know what I mean? Somebody will talk about it next time. You must have called it a half Indian guy from around the road. He live around inside of Meadowbrook. But he came up and talked to Mrs. Raymond. That he was coaching softball at the club level and he was saying that he lived in the area, so you know, he wouldn't mind coming and coaching the team for free, he wouldn't pay anything. So Mr. Raymond gathered them together real quick and things start happening real fast. But the day of the opening ceremony, they didn't have not even uniform to go to the dress parade. So me now with my fast self, me said, boy, we have some track and field uniform that we took back from the track team. And what we did was put them in the track team sweatsuit and sweat bottom and push in the sweat bottom in the socks. And they actually won the dress parade.
Wow.
They won the dress parade, and then Miss Raymond went and she got some. You remember the shoes them we call Gator?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
White.
Coming out of half a tree had them.
Yeah, she got white Gators. And they wore Gators and the track team. That year was the year the track team came in, did well too. And the track team uniform was green with the blue and white stripes coming down, and it was matching with the Gators. But they didn't get the uniform. They wanted to, and they actually end up winning and keep winning. They didn't only 1 year they won. They wanted more than once.
Okay, nice.
What's her name? Sharon Casey. I think Casey's sister was on the team.
Got a Carlton, never sister?
Yeah, I think Sharon Casey was on the team. Cheryl, the tall dark girl named Cheryl. Don't remember her last. She came from Marvelly. Very good, very good. But nobody. But there are more people out there who might hear, and they can probably make a contribution as we go along.
Yeah, man. I just a story more here, Luke. I just a story more here. Just the story, man. Because, but Freddie, me have a couple of last questions for ask Luke. But before me ask him, let me ask Luke that question, the second to last question, and then me ask you if you have any final question to ask Luke. Luke, is there any question or any memory where you want to tell me where me never ask about or never come up at all? Where I say, boy, me want to any specialty where you just want to say, boy, me talk about this. Anything, it doesn't have to be sports, just anything at all you want to mention, say.
No, there was just fun times being among the man them. It was always fun times. Because as I said, during training sometime, remember English kick a ball one time, man, and it licked the dread car. My ears so the dread hold up on the steering and the back seat and hold the car together. And the car The dread did have a bug, man. When I tell you, man, it was 1 week away from repair.
Yeah, man. Always. I remember that.
So, it was always fun times around the dread. I can tell you that. And him allow to joke them sometime,
Yeah, man. Yeah.
And when you did it during training sometime, remember one day I run left the gobbler them, I'm just run left. We had a 12-minute run. And him build us up that day. I said, all right, now I put everything on that training here. I'm going to start to run, and nobody could have catch me.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody could have catch me. And the dread was just always smiling. It's like him knows that he plant that seed in me, make me know that there's something inside of you, and it would always push me.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it's always fun around the dread, man. Me, so one time Dirk was going to a cricket match, and the dread stop light, and him say, pick up that kind of for me. And the dread, in the car, him a point down on the floor, and dread, Dirk have to lean down and pick up the most of the 25 cents off the road.
Come and look on the ground through the bug, yes.
About the dread, but even though it was fun of him bug, he was always, everybody talked to him in high regard.
Yeah, man. Because we never lose respect for him at all, okay? We never did.
No. So what I would really like to leave you with is that the dread was a force, yet still he was very pleasant and pleasing, So
a force of nature. You're right. Freddie, you have any final question before me ask Luke the last question, yeah?
Not question really. Just want to make a comment in terms of the same 86 team. Because one of the things where I believe in that process, Pot didn't get as much as he deserved. Because some people even saying that it was the boy them who decided that Bobby should go up front and whatever. And Pot wasn't a good coach. Some comment which I didn't like. Anyway, I believe Pot was a good coach because of what they are now saying, because only a good coach would use his players' opinion and other people's opinion and use it effectively.
He allowed us a lot of leeway, that is true. He allowed us.
This is one of the good things about coaching. I do that with my team most of the time. Because the players are the ones who play out on the field, and whatever they are comfortable with, you should allow them.
Mm-hmm.
And Pot did that. And I don't think Pot got his due. I was happy for the team and everything, but Pot has been my coach from a little boy stage, and I know him.
Mm-hmm.
So I not contribute, and I don't think he got his due. In terms of school. Not that school treat him badly, and I think Pot did it for free.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I don't know that part.
No, he wasn't paid. The thing again, but a lot of people don't know that. He wasn't paid.
Mm-hmm.
I was asking to actually go up there and deal with it, because I was at JC, and personally I was feeling really bad knowing that I'm at a different school and made a book didn't have the help. So I asked Pot to go up and help, and I think he did a good job.
Well,
we have to give respect.
No, I'm glad you bring out that, Freddie, because I bring a valuable point, and Luke will bring it up earlier without him realizing it. That and the fact that Pot was a big man enough to say him deserve him due. Because when you think about it, him come in at a time when the team could have in a turmoil, Luke, because the dread had left.
Yeah.
And as much as you can think, say, when you could have coached yourself, that was difficult for them.
Not knowing what was happening, that's what it was.
Right. You don't, and even now, we don't know the full story in terms of why the dread left an island with. And Pot walk into a situation and him taking over from a giant. Remember, full of dread shows, Hitchcock couldn't fill the dread shows, I couldn't fill the dread shows, and Pot is an outsider in a sense of why he wasn't a part of Meadowbrook system. I want to give him due because him step up and him listen to you and him lead way, so I forgive him due. So Freddie, you're right about that. I'm glad you're correct that in a certain way. And
that way, definitely, because I just don't remember Pot telling me anything new. You understand what I'm saying? So because I look at a coach as somebody who's gonna teach me something, even no matter what stage in life, he's gonna teach me something. So
no, but
one of the reasons why we said Pot never added anything to the team, him get it in him lap. That's what we said.
But maybe by not telling anything, that's why mad to the team, Because I'm coming and realize, right.
some coach don't want to come in and change.
I want to stamp on it and change it up. Right.
Look at it that way. That's a good point. You know? Because he definitely allowed us a lot of freedom. And as I said, Patrick and Paul, they ran the physical. And then he would then come together and he would, do the strategy, and he would then, tell us the formation I think about, and, but the fine tuning, I don't think he had a lot of fine. Maybe he did it with other players, but he never had to do it with me. He never,
No, but they say, the point is, okay, it's like he was a well-oiled machine when he take over,
That's what I'm saying.
But the point is, the point is, is not everybody can run a well-oiled machine and make it win, and he did. Because sometimes a man come in and the machine are ready for running, and he want to change up things, as Freddie has said, and he didn't. Him listen to him smart enough to listen to and was a big man enough to say, boy, make him just follow and work with And you're right, Freddie. What forgive him do? Because you're right, because when we talk about the team, a lot of the time, it's like we want to overlook what Pot did. I shouldn't do that at all. We have to give respect where respect due for the two man them. The Dread, who's an overpowering influence because it's hard. And this was the difficult to Pot walk into, Is that
he did punish us in some respect, as I tell you. I was joking on one training, and him said, "Listen, you're not going to get the marking." So
right. No, I'm in discipline when discipline necessary. Right.
So it's like nothing almost changed.
Right. So I'm glad we have put that out the early, Freddie, because I have to give respect. This is not about
respect to Potts. He was definitely there, to keep us together.
Yeah. So the final question, Luke, before we go, because we're there over 2 hours, and we know some never talk to you long, because we know you have a whole heap of story, and you want to tell a story, but the final question I have is, what made Meadowbrook so magical to you?
The spirit, man. The spirit there. It's like, if you look at most of the guys that we were around and the sportsmen, today they're still sportsmen, and today they still have that attitude. It's like, I don't know how to put it, but it's a spirit. Meadowbrook has a spirit.
So you think that
every school have a spirit, but our Meadowbrook spirit was just,
Yeah, me see it the same. It's like a family spirit, Just like you describe earlier, you don't want to go home. You don't want to go home at all. The vibes are good, you just don't want to go home at all. Okay? You want stay at training till 6 o'clock and it's dark, all them children you still want to train, see, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
The vibes was nice.
So you think, finish up.
No, go ahead.
No, so you think, say, the vibes there come from the school itself and the surrounding, are the student?
Because there was many levels of different background of people going to Meadowbrook, but when you get to Meadowbrook, it's just, I don't know. I don't think it's the community do it, because it's not like everybody from Avondale went to Meadowbrook.
No.
Because, I don't know what it is, but I believe it's just how the school is run. And how it's going to keep us together, and how to keep reminding us of the motto, and it's just a Meadowbrook thing. You'd have to go to Meadowbrook to understand it.
It's a culture, man, and you're right. And Spanner, more than ever, Miss McLennan. Let me pronounce her name. Hitchcock, let me pronounce her name rightly. Carletta Leonora McLennan.
Yes, man.
Yeah, go ahead, Freddie.
Spirit, man.
I said, better you do it, I won't do it. Yeah, spoil man.
Spoil no, because it was the easy name for call that Alfred.
It's the spirit, man. It's definitely the spirit.
Yeah. Signature C.L. McLennan,
C.L. McLennan, yeah, man. But I say C.L. McLennan for true, Freddie, because I pronounce them two names there, because I like a Spanish, you have to talk like how she knows Spanish, I roll off of your tongue. But she epitomizes Meadowbrook in terms of, I said, the spirit of the school. And despite having them conversation, I realize the spirit of Meadowbrook, I just say, you're not going to wait until you come to Meadowbrook, And when you come, you can't change the spirit, Meadowbrook have changed you.
Yeah, man, the spirit is definitely something.
It's a different part. You can't identify it so easy. You can't put a finger upon exactly what it is, but the spirit is a different thing, So Anyway, this
And
was
it's like after going to Meadowbrook, I wouldn't even want to go to another school. I want to go to Calabar and see how certain things run. I'm like, no.
what is well Freddie can attest to that. Him spent a couple of years at JC and enough bad mouth them, but it's like I'm and John had the same thing with John Muir. Them Meadowbrook, them have better members of Meadowbrook than the time when them spend outside of Meadowbrook. So and even the man them come look if for a short time, them coming for 2-3 years. Them just
Yeah. And even Hazel say it. She said she don't remember Holy Child. She don't associate. She's a Meadowbrook person.
Yeah. There's something magical about Meadowbrook, man. There is something magical about Meadowbrook. So
That's the Lux Vestra.
yeah, that's a Latin, I don't know. Let your light so shine. That's a good place to end, Loki, because this was a wonderful conversation, my brother. Because I appreciate your come on and we said,
Come on, no problem, man. I am happy to share this with the younger generation so they know the spirit that we carry from way back when. So I hope that they carry the torch forward, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's I want to hear the conversation now and realize. So them light can still shine.
Yes, man.
Them light can still shine and
Everybody have a light. And it's
exactly.
inside you bring it out.
Exactly. Everybody have a light and them can still bring it out. Anyway, Freddie, you know the final words.
Come on, that's it. It was nice talking with you, Luke, as usual.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me, guys. Definitely. I'm happy to bring out this so that others can know and share in it. Because it's all ours. We're all MHS.
Yeah, man. All the green and blue. We're all around the green and blue every time, man. Every time. Yeah, man. For
Thank
those.
you very much.
Yeah, man. All right, cool. Thanks for listening to Meadowbrook Memories. And remember to give us all the support and encouragement you can on whatever social media platform you are listening.